We're just normal men.
What do you mean, normal men?
We're just innocent men.
It's time for Side Scrollers with me, Stuttering Craig.
Wow. Right on the tip. Just on the tip.
And Blabs. Co-hosted by our friends from around the internet.
There is a portion of Norway where it is legally required to carry a firearm at all times.
If you're just a normal man looking for common sense in this crazy-ass world, you've come to the right place. And now, broadcasting from our homes from around the internet, it's time for Side Scrollers. Welcome on out to Side Scrollers on YouTube.com and Rumble.com, and of course, SideScrollersPodcast.com. What's going on, everybody? Hey, happy Friday. It is Finish Strong Friday, and here we are. Hey, I'm Stuttering Craig. Good to see you guys. Welcome on out. Glad you're with us today, hanging out, as always. And Blabs is going through our list of words that we cannot say. Great to see you, Blabs. How are you?
Hi. I was about to say a word, but then I was like, I'll get it.
Is it the word that you were all mad at me about yesterday?
No. You may say the word.
Maybe
and
I
then
will.
get us demonetized, and I'm like, ha! I
Maybe
didn't do
will.
it this time.
I don't even remember what the word is. So here
I was
we are.
going to say the one that starts with the W-A-N-K-E-R.
Wanker?
Yeah.
You can't say wanker?
You apparently said so.
Well, how can you not? Okay, whatever. We'll get to that later.
You
a little
put
bit
it
later
there.
on. We'll get to that a little bit later. We're going to go. Okay. Great show today. Big show today. Lots to talk about, including wankers. Someone who is not a wanker, who is incredibly distressed by my lack of hat and an introduction to glasses. Ironically, it's very dark.
It's just very jarring.
I know.
It really is. But
I
I'm
know.
more bothered by all the banned words that I found out about today. The new segment is going to be Vera unbans words.
Okay, so look, we're going to get to that a little bit later on. We made it. I made a discovery about the channel today, which was good. That was brought up by Vera, which we'll talk about that a little bit. I hope we get to that a little bit later on. We've got a lot to get to today. No, we are going to get to this today, 100%.
That we have to.
Yes, we are indeed the channel of suppression, and so there we are. How's everything going with you, Vera?
Good. Really good. Glad the
Excellent.
holidays have come and gone. Always a very busy time. It's fun, but very busy.
Yeah, it is. I was like, and Blabs knows this. Bowser, shut up. Can you hear Bowser barking out there?
I can.
Yeah, Bowser's going crazy. I don't know what's going on. It's snowing here in North Texas, which is a big deal because, you know, snow. And he's all about that. With that said, so what were we talking about? I don't even remember. I lost it. What were we talking
You're
about?
such an old man. Oh my
I
God.
got distracted by the dog barking and everything. What were we talking about?
Bad words.
Oh, bad words. Yeah. So
It's all Craig's fault, by the way. 523 plus.
Yep. We'll get to that a little bit later on.
I'm just teasing the chat so they have to stay forever.
Yep. Stay to the end of the show. When you're about to give us, when you're about to roll, give us 5 more minutes. That's all we ask. With that said, you're going to notice some things changing. You notice like on the bottom corner of your screen, it's asking you to like and subscribe. We're going to have like graphics and stuff on the screen, cameras moving around, stuff like that. And that's because this guy is in the background. It's Phoenix. Hi, Phoenix. How are you?
How you doing?
All right. There he goes. And that's pretty much all you're going to see from him. With that said, Blabs, can you please pull up Montez? Because we need to educate
Me? Again?
we need to educate Vera, because Vera, we have a new addition to our show that started on Monday, and it has made its way all throughout the show, and that is Montez. Did you see the woman who got belly to back suplexed earlier this week after a road rage incident? Did you see this?
I did, yes.
Okay. Then that's good. That's all you need to know. We don't need to pull it up then. But what you do need to realize is that the woman is calling for her boyfriend, who is not there, Montez. And as she's getting belly to back suplex, she goes, Montez! And then she hits the back and she's like dead, right? It's hilarious. So we have done an excellent job this week of making Montez an integral part of the show. And Montez has had Montez is now the name of the guy who does the belly to back suplex instead of the boyfriend. We just totally hijacked it. So anyways, if we get to our super chat goal today, we will have Montez with a brand new way to send that lady to hell. So make sure you guys show up for that. We'll show off that animation a little bit later on. But first, I'd like to remind you guys, we are live over at rumble.com/sidestrollers. We also have the X account and the Instagram account, don't we, Blabs?
Yeah, we do. Some followers, some music clips of the show. Otherwise, some sort of violence upon you and your water.
Oh, that's good. Excellent. We also have the show on Apple Podcast and Spotify, which I have remembered almost every day this week, which is good. You can find the video version of the show. And of course, we want you to head over to sidestrollerspodcast.com and become a supporter if you are so inclined. We greatly appreciate that over there. If you're new to us over here on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. Hey, that'd be great. Look at that down there. That thing down there. Hit that, and let's do our best to get to 1,337 likes today. That is always our goal. Let's continue to grow. Quick reminder that coming up on January 23rd, friends, the Real Game Awards will be aired. Sorry, did I say January 23rd? January 28th. Man, what am I doing? I have round numbers. Oh, no, that's wrong. January 23rd is the day.
What the hell? It's the same day as the Microsoft Xbox Direct.
I screwed that up. I made the wrong graphic. It's 23rd. It's 2 weeks from yesterday. Labs, I'm not good at life. All right.
Like you're struggling this week. Are you all right?
There's a lot of
Do we need to have an intervention?
Yeah.
I think we do.
Go ahead.
You're shit, Craig, and you need to do better.
Wait, I thought.
better.
Hold on. I thought intervention is supposed to lift people up.
Yeah, I am lifting you up. I'm pulling you up by your bootstraps, bitch. Let's go.
Wow.
Get done.
Okay. Well, thanks for that, Blabs.
You're welcome. I'm here anytime, man.
Coming up 2 weeks from yesterday. That's the 23rd. I got to change that graphic ASAP. Anyways, that's the Real Game Awards 2 weeks from yesterday. We're going to have a great show. We got this stuff about Ubisoft. It is more of a mess than we ever thought it would be, and it got even worse, and people don't even realize it. Square Enix has this stupid customer harassment policy, which they have joined other companies in creating this thing. It's absolutely silly. We have a remake to a game, which I did not anticipate happening, which is very cool. And on top of that, we're going to be talking about how Meta's new policy of free speech and all the things that they didn't like the last 4 or 5 years, they've totally just burned that boat, and it is hilarious. So with that said, we always like to start the show with today in video game history.
Okie dokies. January 10th, everybody. We have The Legend of Zelda The Minish Cap releasing in 2005. We had Mega Man X Collection released in 2006. And we also have this game called Wild Arms 4, also released in 2006.
Yeah.
Ta-da.
Ta-da. Vera?
I only have one game on the list this week, and that, of course, is Minish Cap. I've been streaming some Zelda games. I'm streaming Skyward Sword right now, and I plan to go through the Child timeline because it's the best timeline, and Twilight Princess is the best Zelda game.
You know, I'll say this. I loved Skyward Sword. I came into your chat the other day, and I actually had that pulled up. I have my Nintendo Music app, and that's the soundtrack that I listen to most. It's I love that, man. That specifically there's the Zelda theme, I think it's what it's called. It's like my absolute favorite. I love everything about that. So there you go, a moment with Zelda. Here it is. This one right here. It's like super sweet, and we're gonna get flagged for copyright for it.
Yeah, probably. It's such a good track.
Yeah, it's so good, and it's like whimsical and flowy.
That reminds me of Galaxy a little bit. Mario Galaxy, a little bit.
I can see that for sure. Well, Blabs, a game that you missed today, which certainly is notable, which you probably would have no idea. And if you look at it on its surface, is a game that doesn't look very good, but it was very important in the world of video games, and specifically fighting video games. Released 40 years ago in 1985. I don't even think I'm saying this right. Yi Ar Kung Fu. Now,
oh yeah, I saw that. I didn't put it in because I was afraid of saying it wrong, and then
but
I was like, "How the hell do you say this?" So I was like, "You know what? Next."
Yeah, this is more or less the early Street Fighter, where you go in and you have a 1v1 fight. And I've never played this personally, but I'm well aware of its impact that it had, because I know Street Fighter was directly
Influenced.
Influence is the right word. Yes, thank you. By this game. So, man, Vera, you're on top of it today. It's ridiculous. Yeah.
I
Well,
should
we're
make you look bad with the banned words that we'll get
That's
into
true.
later on, chat.
yeah, we're gonna go through our list of banned words. So you stick around to the
Which
end
is
of the
over
show.
500.
523.
Yeah,
can't
over
believe that.
523
It's
because
so
that's the one you have to click.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I want to point out, I had nothing to do with this. I discovered this ages ago, all these banned words, and I was like, I'm just not even going to bother telling Craig because I'm assuming he has some sort of reasoning for this. Turns out, no, there's no reasoning.
no.
Censorship, Craig.
There is, and we'll get to that because I've always said that we didn't ban any words, and then I found out that we did ban words on our
A
channel.
lot.
yeah,
Like
we-
over 500
Yeah,
of them.
I tried to say
523.
the word gay in chat and I couldn't. So that's how we figured it out.
But now, ladies and gentlemen, you can say it all you want. I have
Yeah.
removed
You can.
it. Removed
You're
the word
welcome,
gay.
chat. I'm the savior here. We can now say gay.
That's right. Congratulations. We are the definitely say gay channel here on where Florida is the don't say gay state, right? AC came and says, "Can a no?" Winterfell says, "I say Monday. I say Mon. You say Tez. Please put that on, Craig." Thanks, Winterfell. Appreciate that. Let's get to Montez today. Jeremy the Cyborg came in with 5 gifted memberships. Thank
That
you
is a
so much.
terrifying avatar.
It is.
Hey, Jeremy, thank you very much. If you guys got gifted membership, make sure you say thanks to Jeremy right there. Kratos says Blabs is a slur, but we all have the Tower Tard pass, so we're cool. It's good. Thank you, Kratos. Appreciate you. Gear came in with the 10. Says massive content for the Assassin's Creed Shadow, massive context for the Assassin's Creed Shadow delay. It was set on a date of Tokyo Sarin subway attack in 1995. A 100% Japanese YouTuber named, I can't even say that, said that this game is cursed and better off scrapped. We're going to get to that in a little bit. Yes, for sure. Thank you, Gear. And Jason says, do you remember George Carlin's 7 dirty words you can't say on TV? We need a Blabs version of 7 dirty words you can't see on YouTube.
All right, here they are. No, I'm kidding.
Like I said, we have 523. Actually, 522 now. So
No, it's more than that. That was the C more 520. There was like 20 above.
we got a lot. We got a
Yes.
lot.
Insane.
Shame on you, Craig.
Young Stove says, please put the hat on. All right, fine.
Yeah, go away.
Donation goal.
Exactly. All right. Blabs, Craig is a total chooch. What does that even mean? Ain't he? Hi, Var, you're red. You ever play the Soul Reaver games? Yes, my avatar is Goldblum. Yeah, it's a freaking amazing one.
I have played them. I've never streamed them though. I need
What is
to.
a chooch? Define chooch.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Italian American slang that term that means a foolish or stupid person. I've literally never heard that word in my life.
I haven't either.
Are you happy now?
Whoa,
it's all right.
Craig, you're late to the show. You're 15 minutes late. What's going on?
Sorry. Oh, hey, Bear, it's me. It's just Craig. Hold on.
Hi, Craig.
Where have you been?
Whoa.
Hey,
We've
everybody,
been
it's
looking
me.
for you for the last few days. Somebody
Oh.
else was here, some lesbian. I couldn't remember.
Yeah.
Hey, I had Rachel Maddow filling for me for a couple days. This is, you guys are really making this hard. I'm over here trying to
See?
be able
See,
to
you better,
see and things.
dude, who told you to pick those frames out of all the frames in the world?
The lady at the store was like, those look good. And you know what, Blabs, my daughter came in and said, you know, I really like you with glasses on.
Well, yeah, because that means you can read her homework and help her.
No,
True.
Blabs, she just likes the way I look at them. Thanks.
Sure.
Oh my
They're
gosh.
there. We all have had shitty glasses before. It's fine. We've all been through it. Most of us happen when we're kids.
It's my
But
first
some
pair.
adults learn later.
Mm-hmm. It's my first pair. I never had glasses before, Blabs. What do you want from me? You know?
I was blind as a kid, so yeah.
Is that you, Blabs? I can't see
Yeah.
you anymore.
I would literally, I would be like towards the back of the classroom, and I'd be like, I can't fucking read. What does that say? And then the teacher would get mad at me. She's like, why can't you see? And I'm like, I don't know.
Why can't you see?
And then I got glasses. I was like, oh shit, this is how people see the world.
Oh, yeah, I know the feeling, Blabs. Cytherium says, tagged you on Twitter, Craig, not super big news, but us Transformer fans were scanned by a game studio that was supposedly developing Transformers Reactive. Tencent is involved, of course. Yeah, they I saw that everyone they canceled that game, and
Yeah.
that we briefly talked about the layoffs on that. Thank you so much for that, Sith. Hypnotic and Rapture says Smash JT and Hypnotic discovered We Play Games YouTube channel. Creator is a former Eurogamer Uranist. Yes, Will. Yes, that is true. Who used sensationalism to seek victims and obfuscate the truth. He smears Valve non-diversity. Yeah, we talked about that briefly on the show earlier this week, talking about the white knights in video games. Obviously, Mercante was a part of that, and the folks over at We Play Games. Do you have any thoughts on that, Vera? The whole We Play Games. I'm sure you saw that it was like a year ago. They made a video and they were talking about how bad of a culture it is for minorities and such over at Steam, and Steam's over here making $19 million an employee.
Yeah, I can't say I'm particularly shocked that these people are constantly targeting, companies like Valve. They're just angry that they're not being listened to. They're angry that the industry is not changing in the way that they think is positive. And I'm sure we're going to continue to see plenty of hit pieces and, well, more journos being outed.
1000%. Because here's the reality, right? For a lot of these journalists, and to be clear, when it comes to the people we were just talking about, like, they've done well with their YouTube channel, right? But the vast majority of journalists cannot do what we can. This is what drives them crazy. We can do what they do. They can't do what we do. And that's what drives them the most crazy about this whole thing. So,
yeah.
Joey came in and says, I realized that that Super Mario celebrates its 40th anniversary this year. I hope Nintendo does something special for Mario fans. Wouldn't it be great if they brought back Super Mario 35 just with a 40 at the end of it? That was the best game ever. I love that game. No, you don't like that one? Did you play that one back on Nintendo when it was online?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love that so much. Marmalin says, can always buy pink-shaped heart glasses. I don't think I'm going to do that anytime soon. Thanks, Marmalin. There you go. There's Blabs for you.
It's the requirement to have
You're
the
just
pink
as sane as
glasses.
I am.
Yes. You look like you're about to do some cocaine in 1999. That's what you look at a club, maybe some X. That's what you
Give
look
me a
like.
line, bro. I have a Visa card ready to go.
Oh my gosh. And look at this. With the $100 super chat, AC came in and says he calls everything noir. He calls me noir. One time in the cafeteria, he asked, can a noir borrow a French fry? And the only thing I could say was, how can a noir borrow a French fry? What are you going to do? Give it back. Hey, thank you so much for the 100 French fries you sent our way. Appreciate that. That is spectacular.
Elder Scrolls call out.
There we go. Now we know.
Yep.
Thank you very much for the 100 French fries for us today. That is spectacular and divulging all that wonderful support for the community right there. All right, let's get into it. We've done Today in Gaming History, so it's time for my favorite segment, your favorite segment, everybody in the entire freaking world segment. It's time for Hard News. Hard News. All right, so we have a noticeable marriage in the world. Well, I guess not really noticeable, but it is kind of fun. We have an interesting marriage, something that is 22 years in the making. Did you ever see the movie School of Rock, Vera?
Yes, I have seen it.
With Jack Black. All the kids go out and they kick ass. And
When Jack Black was actually funny.
He's kind of been doing the same bit for his entire adult life.
It's like Seth Rogen. It's always the same bit.
Yeah, but at least Jack Black can act in comparison to Seth Rogen. He can't act either.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to see him as Steve in Minecraft. He's gonna be real good in that.
Yeah, I prefer Jack Black over Seth Rogen any day, though.
Well, School of Rock was a good movie, and it featured a lot of children in it. And I said they all play their little instruments, or they worked on the background stuff. Set up the lights. And if you see this little girl, she played Blondie, and she was one of the band's backup singers. And this kid right here, he was security for the kids' band in the movie. They have now gotten married. Look at this. Isn't that fun? She turned out better than he did in this situation.
That's for sure.
That's so sweet, Craig. He looks like shit in comparison to her.
Okay, you're telling me that she doesn't look better than he does?
No, she looks great, but I think he looks a lot better than he did as a kid. So he had his glow up, just different form of glow up.
Just saying, like, look, he definitely in the world of he married up. What?
Yeah, she's gorgeous.
Yeah, she looks great there.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, okay, let's be real. And whenever this movie came out, 22 years ago, 2003, right? When this movie comes out, if you're like, this kid is going to be married to somebody, right?
You'd be like, ha, no.
You would not say to that girl, right? So, anyways, they got married. Congratulations. Isn't that neat? 22 years in the making.
It's a wholesome story.
Yeah, wholesome. So Hollywood not only breaks kids down, it also brings them together. So there's that. Congratulations. Oh, there we go. My bad. Vera, overall review thoughts on this?
She's beautiful. He's okay. I'm glad that they're happy.
It's a very nice response. It's very sweet. It's good. All right, let's go to some beginning of new lives to the ending of another. We have a noticeable death in the world of anime as the voice of Cell, Dale Wilson from Dragon Ball.
Dale!
That's what I said.
You said Dell.
I said Dale.
No, didn't
It
he say
sounded
Dell?
like Dell.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
It
Dale.
really did.
Dale is DED dead. All right. Sorry for that. Dale Wilson passed away at the age of 74. His wife, it looked like he was in pretty good shape for 74. That's really good shape. So his wife posted over on Facebook, announced that the beloved actor had passed away. The actor died on the afternoon of the previous day after a long battle with cancer and Parkinson's. Oh, the worst.
What a horrible combo.
Right. My God. Is in the world of like ways to die, Parkinson's is up there. Man, I don't
As
wish that on anybody.
For diseases, I'd say. There are worse
Yeah.
ways to die, but
Right.
Yeah.
diseases.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. If we were to power rank diseases to die to, Parkinson's is probably up in the top 3.
Why are we going to power rank diseases?
Yeah, I don't like this segment.
What are you, Fauci?
Let's say you can power rank anything you want. It's just,
Brought to you by Pharma.
Thanks, Big Pharma. Yeah, that's right.
Shout out Pfizer.
Yeah, thanks. Well, rest in peace there, Dave Wilson. Why did I
It's
say
so
Dale?
sad.
Hold on.
Put your glasses on, bro.
No,
and then you
Yeah,
no.
the glasses are more important.
No. It says Dale here. It says Dave here.
But his real name
yeah.
is Dale.
I'm just saying.
Yeah,
That
It's
wasn't
just
me.
an error on screen rant because they're really, really
because they're
considerate of other people.
stupid idiots who don't know what they're doing and they shouldn't be in this industry if they don't even know how to type.
You know, who wrote the article? Yeah, who wrote that article?
This is done by Rodrigo Sandoval Luhat.
Is that your alt account, Craig?
Yes, this is my alt account. There we go.
I'm Jose Ramirez and you're Rodrigo.
Rodrigo looks like, listen, he's a freelance writer from Mexico. So there you go. It's not even his native language. English is
He's doing his best.
Yeah, he's doing his best. Rodrigo.
AI over here.
Good try. He's a 27-year-old anime fan.
Wow.
Screen rant. I know this because I looked at his X profile right now.
Whoa. Look at those followers. Holy. I can't compete with that.
Well, you know what? Here's the thing. I guarantee that he left for Blue Sky.
Probably.
I bet that's what's going on. By the way, they should really stop including like X profiles right here. So it's just so easy to find the writer. It used to be you had to email them through the website, but now you can just find them on X super easy. But
Yeah.
anyways, well, rest in peace, Dale Wilson. Definitely not
R.I.P.
Dave Wilson.
No.
Bummer. Speaking of people who died, remember how Alec Baldwin shot that lady and she died on the set of Rust?
Mhm.
Remember that? It's a big deal for a long time.
Yeah.
Well, now Alec Baldwin is suing the prosecutors in the Rust trial, which is an interesting twist to this whole thing. It says Alec Baldwin has filed a lawsuit against those involved in pursuing criminal charges against him over the death of cinematographer. Yes, on the film set of Rust right here. So the U.S. actor is suing the defendants, including Special Prosecutor Carrie Morrissey and Santa Fe District Attorney Mark Carmack Altwies, for malicious prosecution and civil rights violations. Baldwin claims prosecutors were, quote, blinded by their desire to convict him for all the wrong reasons. In a statement, Mrs. Morrissey says, "We look forward to our day in court." So there we are. Do you have? You think he's got a suit here, Vera?
I don't think so. Alec Baldwin is just trying what he can to grasp at the relevancy he once had, and he's trying to clear his name and resuscitate his reputation, and it's not going to work because every single move he makes just makes him look significantly worse.
The worst thing about Alec Baldwin is that he's actually pretty funny.
Yeah.
He's a good actor.
Yeah, he's not bad, but he seems like a really big piece of shit, if I'm being really honest. Like, it's one of we talk about being able to separate the artist from their art, and this is a situation where I wish I could say I had an easy time doing it, because when I do see him, I do think, oh, he's a real big piece of shit. But he is funny. And, and that's rough. So are there any people that you watch, Vera, that you're able to, that are just giant turds, but you can separate the art from the artist?
No one really off the top of my head that I can think of.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm definitely a believer in separate the art from the artist. I say this with a lot of video game releases. I don't think that everyone needs to always have the same opinion all the time. If you can leave your personal politics at the door when you're going to work and you can make a really amazing game, I don't care what your leaning is. I don't care what your sexuality is. I still want to play the piece of content that you created, because at the end of the day, that's the most important thing. It's like with the Ghost of Yote situation, that lead actress, Erika Ishii, she is a radical leftist. She's very vocal on social media, but maybe she'll do a good job and maybe she'll end up playing the character really well, and that's all that I care about. But if she can't, and they end up in some way, shape, or form having her affect the way that the story is when she's not a writer, that will be a really big problem.
Yeah. She there's been a lot of talk about this Erika Ishii lady.
Yes.
And I know that, we're kind of going the other way with this, but I think a lot of the talk about Erika Ishii, like she doesn't have any say in the narrative of the story.
Hopefully. This is the problem, though, with the gaming industry now, and it's happened with a lot of actors and actresses. When they are playing a character, they feel they know more about the character than the writers, and then they end up making suggestions, like Henry Cavill, for example. Henry Cavill did it in a very positive way with The Witcher, because he was described as like a Witcher Bible on set, and he knew what he was talking about. He was really passionate, but there's a lot of actors who do it in the opposite direction, and they don't know a lot about their characters. They just feel like they want to portray that character in a certain way on screen, and it just ends up kind of becoming a cluster F. And hopefully that doesn't happen with Ghost of Yote, but you never really know until a project comes out and actors and actresses admit, oh yeah, I got a say, or I didn't get a say.
Well, we'll see when that comes out. Coming out, that's been announced for 2025, yeah?
It's supposed to be allegedly in 2025, but with the way games are delayed now, I would take that with a grain of salt.
Well, yeah, let's move on to something that's also a disaster, and that's Vince McMahon. But first, Nathan came in and says, game journals are finding out gamers are like California insurance companies. They're getting abandoned due to bad practices and a refusal to change course, and they have nobody to blame but themselves. Nathan, thank you very much for that deep cut and very topical super chat there. Ministry of Dinosaurs Blabs says, I'm so glad you showed us the difference between inward and ABS. We wouldn't want to be insensitive.
Well, it's actually ABO.
Oh.
Wait, yeah.
Yeah, that's the whatever you do, Vera, don't put those words together, or those letters together into a singular word, ABO.
It's basically an insult to Aboriginal.
Don't do
Indigenous in Australia.
Don't.
It's the same
I'm not
as the
saying
N-word.
anything.
It's basically the same as the N-word for them.
Don't do it. It's ridiculous.
Bad words.
Yes, because words are violence. The mystery says, was able to confuse Savvy with Montez yesterday. One day we will. One day all will witness Montez. That's right. Once again, Blabs, get Montez on the show. That's your job. You had one job, Blabs. I was featured on BBC Girth with the 10. Says, just some normal innocent support for some normal innocent men. Would you rather be Shrek or Donkey? Vera, very thought-provoking question right there. Would you rather be Shrek or Donkey?
Probably Shrek.
Yeah. Why would you want to fuck a dragon?
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen videos online of women doing just that. It's really weird.
What?
Just saying. Like, if you go to the right spot on the internet, you'll find all sorts of
Where
weird
are you
Whoa.
going?
No.
What do you do in your free time?
Isn't there,
We're learning so much about you this
No.
week. Wow.
isn't there like some sort of like, listen,
Craig?
I don't know this, but isn't there
Why are
like,
you
Good?
saying?
listen,
No, you just
shut up and
the
listen,
back of a wall.
listen to what I'm saying.
Craig.
Isn't there some sort of like weird sex toy called the dragon that women like put in their hoo-has?
What?
I thought there was a thing called the dragon. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe
Why are you asking us, man?
Well, I just assume all women use it. No.
Craig, really, you need to have vacation again.
You're right. I do.
You need to come back with your priorities straight.
Well, see you later.
Yeah, wow. I don't even know how to follow up with
It's,
that.
I don't know either, but this is peaceful now.
I'm back. Ha
Wow, wow.
Marmalin says Craig out here trying to get a bad dragon sponsorship. See what I feel like I'm onto something here. Maybe
Dragging
I'm wrong.
these nuts.
Let's go, Vera.
Cross your face.
I have no
Oh.
idea what Craig is talking about.
The internet's a crazy place, Pharaoh. That's what I'm talking about. Ian
Apparently.
came in. Speaking of, Ian, thanks for that distraction. It says China Mayville, the steampunk novelist, or Mayville, he's a total socialist, but he has an amazing command of words. Speaking of people that you can separate their art from the artist here. Ian, thank you very much. for
You
that.
know who is, I think, probably the best separate the art from the artist example, and that's Mark Hamill.
Mhm.
He's on a really great actor, but as an individual, he's got some very strong opinions that I would disagree with in the way that he voices them. I would disagree with.
Okay.
Disney broke him.
Yeah.
Hey, just to be clear, I was right. I was 100%
Oh, did
right.
you go
about
and
this.
Google this dragon thingy, didn't you? You didn't even listen to a word Vara said.
Yeah. Hey, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Luke,
Fuck
Luke,
Mark
Luke,
Hamill.
Luke Skywalker, right? Bad Dragon, look, is an American manufacturer of fantasy-themed sex toys.
I'm going to
primarily
call HR. I need to
Hello,
get them on the
I'm
line.
here. So I agree. This is a thing of HR, and we need you removed.
What do you?
Craig.
Craig really wanted to prove that point.
I
Yeah,
did.
What's wrong
I
with you?
did.
Did you
I
want
did.
one for yourself?
No, Blabs. I'm telling you. You see. Listen, you're on. Whatever. All right. Someone who may have used a bad dragon at some point is Vince McMahon. See, there's a segue for you. I am wrapping it up. All right. Vince McMahon has settled his SEC. Vince McMahon settles with SEC over hush money agreements as criminal probe and civil assault case continue.
You're just such a child. He's
It's
like, we
one
went
of
from
those
talking
days.
about dragons to probing. We should check if probing is on the banned word list.
Probably.
We'll look here in a little bit. We'll look for sure. But Vince McMahon had a statement about this. He says the case is closed. Today ends nearly 3 years of investigation by different governmental agencies. There's been a great deal of speculation about what exactly the government was investigating and what the outcome would be. As today's resolution shows, much of that speculation was misguided and misleading. In the end, there was never anything more than minor accounting errors with regards to some personal payments that I made several years ago while I was CEO of WWE. I am thrilled that I can now put this behind me. So, yeah, this is, a lot of people have really kind of changed their tune. It's really interesting. Now, Vera, I don't know if God dang it. I don't know if you're a huge wrestling fan or not. Are you into wrestling at
I
all?
used to be very into wrestling, but then Brock Lesnar defeated The Undertaker, and well, I thought that was really, really bad decision.
Wait, that was your break point for wrestling? Was when
Yeah,
Brock Lesnar?
kind of. Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. That's really intriguing. That was like the breaking point for you.
That's when I stopped watching it consistently.
Wow. Okay.
I'll still watch it from time to time,
Mm-hmm.
but I was not on board with that.
Okay. That's fascinating. Well, a lot of people have kind of changed their tune. It's really interesting to see kind of wrestling fans who, Vince McMahon. I think this is a really great example of separating the art from the artist, right? Vince McMahon is a giant turd sandwich, right? In real life, he just doesn't seem like a really nice guy. But he created something that is enjoyed by literally millions and millions of people throughout the world on a day-to-day basis. And, the product that people see today that's on Netflix that has a $6 billion deal with Netflix, they would never have gotten there anywhere close without his vision to all this. And Triple H is more or less running the playbook for this. Now, look, I'm sure he's done some horrible things. But I think that once you reach a certain point of success, like if you're a billionaire, there's a pretty high probability that you've done some really shitty things in your life. I'm just going to throw that out there. I mean, am I wrong on that?
No, I completely agree.
Yeah. And people are like shocked. Now they're like, oh, we don't want to talk about Vince McMahon, whatever. It's like, dude, like, yes, he's a jerk, but you can't ignore the fact that he's also a genius.
Right.
No, it's amazing to see the turn. I'm not going to call them turncoats in the wrestling community, but just the reactions. And like you saw this with Hulk Hogan this past week on Raw. Did you see all that, Vera, where Hulk Hogan was on Raw and he got booed?
Mm-hmm.
And there was a lot of talk. It was like, well, it's because you went to the Republican National Convention and he was like a simp for Trump, or was it because he said bad things back in the day? And it's really unclear. You'd have to ask the audience there why they are booing Hulk Hogan. But it's like, there's always revisionist history with a lot of these folks. So it's amazing to see. So,
yeah.
All right. Speaking of revisionist history, the Star Wars fandom online is amazing. We have our friends over at Geeks and Gamers, Jeremy over there. He's a big Star Wars fan, or at least was a Star Wars fan, not a fan of Disney Star Wars. And, I saw this video and I've seen this before. And when I see these things, I was like, man, it's really fun to talk about these things. I just want to present this with no context and allow you to react to this. I'm sure you've probably seen this before, Vera, but this guy just said that Star Wars was lame. And let's see how the Star Wars fan reacts to this.
Say it to my face. What did I say? Go on, say it! What did I say? I have no clue. What did I say? Am I boy shaking, man? I am not your boy!
I don't think this is actually that funny. You can tell this guy's clearly like super autistic.
He's very upset and clearly very passionate about Star Wars, given the shirt.
I think
Yes.
he's got like a mental health issue, and
Blab-
they're just triggering him on purpose.
Blabs, that's why I say this was the internet Star Wars fan IRL. I think that's what it is. And I think what you see here is this is a kid who sees things in anime and like, his reaction is something that you see in pop culture where somebody grits and they go, you can't do that. And then he replicates it in real life and he thinks it's going to work. In reality, these people are just laughing at him the entire time.
Yeah.
Blabs, am I a bad person for thinking this?
I mean, for this or for like other things?
No, for this, just in particular.
I mean, you can laugh at it if you like. Why do I care?
Okay, let's laugh at it one more time.
Say it to my face.
Okay, sorry. I just had to play that one more time. We need to get that in the intro somewhere. And Blabs, can you get this kid on the show?
I'm not going to bring a minor onto the show, you weirdo. Oh, he mutes himself too. He's like,
I'm sure this is from like a decade ago. This is classic
Probably.
internet.
or last week.
Oh my God. See to my face. Okay, there's that as we continue making her way through it. Now, Blabs, did you watch Holes back in the
Of course
day?
I did when I was a kid. Yeah.
Who hasn't
Okay.
I
seen
feel like
that?
everyone's seen it at least
Yeah.
once.
Not me.
Except maybe Craig.
I haven't
What?
seen Holes. Nope,
Oh
didn't
my
see Holes.
gosh.
This is
Sorry.
why I said except maybe Craig, because this is the man, again, who's only seen Star Wars once. So it's like, what, are we surprised? No.
That's by choice, by the way. It's by choice, Blabs. But I've only seen Star Wars once. All right, get it right.
You sound like an SJW. My body, my choice.
Hey, my choice. My choice.
I will watch Holes if I want to watch Holes.
I've only listen. We've established that I've seen Holes earlier in the show with the dragon thing, but anyways, we have this story here. A TV reboot of Holes is in the works from Disney Plus. Does this excite you, ladies, at all?
No.
No. I don't
Okay.
You
trust.
leave Shia LaBeouf alone.
Yeah, I don't trust Disney and them to take this story, and they're probably going to modernize it. It's just going to be a disaster.
Well, I'm glad you asked that. Mentioned the modernization of it, Blabs. Why don't you guide us through what's happening here with Holes?
Right. So first off, from what I understand, it's just a pilot so far, but they have gender swapped Stanley into a woman. So now it's going to be a girl going to prison, and it's basically Shia LaBeouf's
Wow.
character is now a woman, or a young woman, I should say.
Exactly what we've always asked for.
Exactly. We always wanted a Shia LaBeouf femme.
Yeah.
Shia LaBeouf.
As somebody who's never seen this before, like walk me through what is. I know this is highly regarded. But
So
like,
why
what's the-
haven't you seen it before if you know it's
Right.
highly regarded? You've only had like 20 years. I understand. Time is fleeting.
Well, tell me about it. I want to know about it. What's the
All
deal?
right, this kid gets in trouble and he gets sent to like a juvie prison, but they actually are all mistreated kids there. Like it's basically kind of authoritarian a bit. Like the employees there, they boss the kids around. They're nasty. They're cruel to them. They make them dig holes forever and ever and ever. And basically that's the story. They're digging holes, hence the thing Holes. But then they uncover like, was it treasure chest or something like that?
Yeah.
And like with all the money of like the store, and then you see the story of like where that money came from with another woman who dies of like a heartbreak, whatever it was. I can't remember specifically.
Yeah,
But
I
yeah,
think that
in
they
the
find,
end-
I think they find like a fossil.
Yeah, something like
something.
that. Whatever it was, something for money. And then like shit, we're loaded here. But then like the employers, like the abusive ones, want to like take it over for themselves and everything. But then there's like all these bearded dragons that are super poisonous. But it's just bearded dragons with like prosthetics on.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's kind of sounds like it's like an adventure, maybe like a coming of age story type
It's
thing.
supposed
Yeah.
to be like an exercise in like character development, because you see these characters kind of grow with each other and change so much over the period of time that the movie takes place.
Okay.
And there's like bullying too, because like one of the other
Yeah.
kids is named Zero, and he can't read very well, so they're trying to like teach him to read. No, he's a child who can't read.
Oh.
You're an adult who can't read. There's a huge difference.
I got
Please
glasses.
don't
for
loop
that,
yourself
Blabs.
into an interesting character. Thank you very much.
I have glasses for that you won't let me wear.
I didn't say that. Put them on. So yeah. Anyway, Holes is based off a book. Yes, chat correct. I think I read it when I was a child,
Yep.
but I can't really remember. It
It
was in
is.
school.
Hmm.
Yeah. Madame Zeroni. That's right.
Well,
I'm
is this
zoning.
is this something that my kids would be into?
Yeah.
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 Is it like how old were you when you saw Blabs?
I don't know, what year would it come out again? Like 2003 or some shit.
Yeah, 2003 feature film.
Yeah, I was less than 10 and I saw it. So
Okay, so it's
Yeah.
it's appropriate for all.
Yeah.
Just it's weird having a, Okay, yeah, I hear you. Okay, that's good. Well, but you're not excited for the reboot, huh?
no, why would I want a remake from Disney Plus? They can't do anything original.
These are great questions, Blabs, and these are questions that are
Bankrupt
asked every
creatively.
day. Yeah.
They
yeah.
are.
All right. David says in Brazil, dragon can be slang for a very ugly woman. Well, you can't say that on this show. I'm sorry, David. We're clamping down on censorship.
Yeah, we're adding that to the over 540 words banned.
Which we'll get to in a little bit. AC came back, says Blaz and Vera never heard of Bad Dragon. Are you?
I never have.
Why are you lying like that? You can't deceive me. You've been on the internet for years.
I
Technically
know,
speaking,
right?
I've only been on Twitter since 2022.
Whoa,
So, I don't know shit.
you're new to the internet.
I am.
Chartard says Dragon Nussy is perfectly normal, Blabs.
I'm glad for you. If you're
Mhm.
having fun, that's all that matters.
Yeah. There you go. Mercenary says, and there are people that love those, love the dragon. Like, listen, we're gonna get to that in a little bit. Full Scorched Girth Dragon came in with a 10. Says more innocent support for some not so innocent men. Wow, I never thought my question would lead down a rabbit hole talking about fake dragon wieners.
I genuinely I had no idea until 10 minutes ago when Craig was hyper focused on explaining it.
Yeah, it completely ignored everything you said about Mark Hamill.
Yeah.
Mark Hamill, whatever.
It
Like,
sounds
why?
cap. It really does sound cap though, but I genuinely had no clue. Now I know. So
Now you
Yeah,
know.
we've
Now
been
I know.
educated. Thank you, chat.
It says, will the female Stanley still be nicknamed Caveman? Well, I don't know. These
These are great questions. It's like, is he gonna be named Stanley?
right.
Is like Stanlet? Like, how is that gonna work? Or is it like some nickname? Is Stanley's gonna be like the last name now or whatever? I don't know.
They should have never made this in the first place. They should not even have this idea in the back of their heads, but they want money. And I get that. Every company wants to make money, but they're creatively bankrupt.
That's how it goes. That's where we're at right now. They want to go with the sure thing.
You've never seen holes.
Blabs, we've established by my internet history. I certainly have. Just not that film. All right.
Go watch it this weekend with the kids.
Maybe I will.
Yes.
Good.
Maybe I will.
Good.
Kratos says, Craig, allow me to cure you of your holes blindness. Hey, thank you, Kratos. Appreciate it. Maybe we can do a watching party over on Locals. Marmalin says, no one here has watched a Meat Canyon video.
Of course I have, unfortunately.
That's good. All right.
Why? What about Meat Canyon, though? Does it have to do with the dragon? Meat Canyon, it's a YouTube channel. They make funny skits and stuff. Well, I don't really think they're
Yes.
funny.
But I don't know what it was in reference to.
Unless it's literally about the name, Meat Canyon.
Maybe.
Okay. Let's move on seamlessly.
Far away.
Vera, I don't know if you know this, but CES has been this weekend, and there have been all sorts of new gadgets and things that have come out of the show. Have you witnessed what some of
I
these?
can't wait to spend $2,000 on a 5090. Woo!
There's been what has been the top technology that you've seen come out this week?
5090.
The 5090.
I never got the 4090. I was waiting for the 50.
$2,000.
Yeah, well, it is what it is, and it's not good.
Blaz, what about you? We talked about some of them earlier in the week. Do you remember some of the products we showed off at
Wasn't
CES?
it that mirror that like tracks everything?
Yeah, tracks your body weight.
Yeah, I'm not a
your
fan of any of these
compositions.
robot stuff. No thanks.
Well, you may not like this one then, as we've seen all sorts of various robots. We've seen the Elon Musk Tesla bot that's been, it's going to do like chores and stuff. That seemed pretty interesting. But there was also this robot that was being showcased at CES, and I'm going to tell you this right now. That's the robot in the back.
Yikes! It's real.
Let's go ahead and see what this robot does. And
Oh my god, it's probably sex dolls in it. That's why you want the show right after this whole segment.
And why everybody should be terrified for their lives.
This is Aria. So this is our flagship humanoid AI-powered robot. She's highly realistic. She has her own social media, so she might be competing with you one day. What makes her really special is that she can talk to her and ask questions. So maybe we can have her introduce herself and say something.
Hello, I'm Aria, the flagship female companion robot of Robotics.
What's the purpose of this? Some of our peers in the robotic space make robots to replace human labor. We think that's a great area, but we think there's a much bigger area in having social robots. So for example, at a convention like this, we can draw a crowd very easily. Aria's been a little bit of a rock star here, with people taking pictures and coming over. So she can promote your brand. The AI is all customizable, so she can learn all about you and your brand, and she can continue to communicate to people. It's a huge epidemic amongst adolescents and seniors on loneliness. So she can be programmed to know you and learn more about you. So she can make that bond with you that feels like a genuine human connection.
They're going to clean the houses?
We don't have the ability to clean the house. They don't do physical labor, but they're more there to converse with you. It's companionship. They can actually even be a boyfriend or a girlfriend. So we have built that into our AI as well.
I feel like that's very dangerous language to use. Oh, it's very human. Oh, it's like your companion. It can be your boyfriend or girlfriend. These are not replacements for human beings. Oh my gosh.
Think about how he prefaced that. He's like, there's a loneliness epidemic happening. So let's solve it with robots.
Right.
Like, how about you solve it by going outside or going to the mall or whatever, going to school and communicating or taking away phones. Don't give them more technology to literally fall in love with.
Right.
Like, what are we doing here? Oh my gosh, Blabs, you had a very concerned look on your face while watching.
Well,
this.
it's gross, first of all. And before getting to the boyfriend-girlfriend thing, if you were paying attention to wording he was saying, he was basically telling like the marketing teams that they'll be obsolete soon because the AI can be your marketing employees. So all your employees are gone now, taken over. They don't need you anymore.
Yeah, 100%. Now, here's the thing. Yes, AI will take our jobs. And I want to go back and actually want to look at her. I use her in quotations. The robot back here. She obviously crazy dead eyes, not attractive at all. And when you look at this face here, it looks like if I saw a girl looking like that, I'd want to slap that look off her because she looks like she's.
Yeah, I kind of want to punch her.
Right.
I'm kind of ready to fight this robot.
She looks like a Barbie doll as a robot.
Yeah.
She's got that Barbie doll face, very vacant.
Mm.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're big on letting everybody have an opportunity here. So my question here is, why does she have such an hourglass figure here with probably double D boobs, an hourglass shape here? When are they going to make the morbidly obese girlfriend? That's my question.
Yeah, right.
When the ones in Atlanta request it.
I'm just saying. I mean, equal rights, right? We want to make sure that all the hefties out there have an opportunity to
all the heifers.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
All the heifers deserve companionship too. And don't you remember that DEI is basically racism and they want things to look just like them to relate to it.
Speaking of,
exactly.
We got this tall, buxom, blonde hair robot here, white, made by the white man. Why aren't they going after this?
That's crazy.
Realbotics, CEO of Realbotics here. There is definitely I think a major concern when it comes to this look at that face. They're just it feels like something bad happened to her and she's questioning life. Which I feel unironically is what I think most boys who fall in love with these robots will feel. They'll be questioning their existence afterwards as well. I think this is actually very, very dangerous. We laugh about it, but this is a very dangerous thing.
I agree.
Sure. Yeah. How much do you think these cost?
A lot of money.
Let's find out real quick. Realbotics. They have a realistic humanoid robots and relationship-based AI. That is where we're at here. That's what we're doing. And by the way, she's not the only robot that we see here. There's actually more. Let's take a look at this Realbotics clip here from their androidheadlines.com, the leader in headlines for androids. Here we go. Question: if you're a makeup artist for the robots, so weird. I'm sorry. Whoa!
Oh, hell no.
That was terrifying.
No.
Oh God, I'm sorry.
No.
If you are a robot, makeup artist, at what point do you start questioning your life?
Yeah, I think it's now. I just don't know why anybody would want to buy this thing. That's creepy as fuck.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness.
That is legit scary. Oh, and look at this guy over here. They'll make you an old man. And now we're terrified. Oh my God. Look at that. Hey, you can go from old man to young guy real quick with just a flip of a skin. Look at that. You got this dude over here. He's got some aging
They're like
on him.
DLC.
Yeah, there we go.
No, I'm going to pass on this. No.
You can trade up immediately. Look at that.
No. That's that's not good.
Vera, I'm just saying, we have a future boyfriend for you right here.
I guess so.
Look at that.
Like who would look at this and go, this is going to solve all of my problems?
I
Is
guarantee there's
this
some.
really better than genuine human interaction?
No, of course not. Of
Like
course not.
only mentally ill people would say, yeah, this is better than I don't know, going out into the world and finding someone that's real.
I am curious here, and I know we're going down the rabbit hole here, but let's do it anyways. This is their website, and I don't see anything about pricing on here. Starting at $10K. There we go.
Yeah.
$10,000 for your best friend or girlfriend, which is cheaper.
The big booty blonde's gonna be like $30K guaranteed.
Oh, here we go. No. Robotic AI enabled bust. So just the head. Just like what you see here. You get the head, right? $10,000. Okay. Modular robot with paneled body starting at $150,000. Right? If you want companionship and you got $150K laying around, why don't you just go over to China? I promise you, you will get all the love over there, all of it. And then the fully bodied robot starting at $200,000.
That's a lot of money. It reminds me of the Japanese gate box. This is just like a step up from having a virtual girlfriend. Now you have this AI physical girlfriend.
Okay, hold on. This is stupid. You're gonna buy a fully bodied robot. Okay, fully interactive mobile robot for an immersive experience, right? Available in male, female, or fully customizable configurations. Yikes. You're going to buy that for $200,000, and they're still going to charge you $399 for a monthly subscription to have the AI, right? Like, that just seems so backwards to me. Oh my gosh. I would not want to be the cleaning service that has to clean up those robots. Just saying, because it's going to be pretty gross.
I'm out. No, I'm going to pass on this.
Ian came in with the €50 money. He says, "Get rid of this. These are not. This, by the way, Ian, is not robotic right there." Says, "Get ready for the Vatican to debate robosexual marriage." Yeah, Ian, thank you so much for the wonderful support. Look at those sunglasses. Look at those glasses on Ian right there. Look at that. Good stuff. Ian, thank you so much. That is incredibly generous of you, and we appreciate that. Marvelin says, Brad Dragon sponsors him. He designed a few for them as well. Oh, for Meat Dragon. Okay. Or for Meat Spin or whatever his name is. Not Meat Spin. Meat Spin was something totally different. Oh, God. Dirtus King says, don't be ashamed, Craig. I have nor ever will I ever see holes. There are better movies to see like Dreamscape or the Showa Kaiju films or Seventh Day with Arnold. Thank you, Dirtus King. Appreciate it. There you go. Yeah. As McLeod says Bad Dragon is a big sponsor for Meat Canyon. There we go. All right. Excellent. Fire Sky says, we are so cooked. How long before we start seeing these things like walking around in public?
I don't know. I feel like it's going to be longer than when people actually really start buying them because they're going to be afraid of them being like stolen because they're so expensive.
Will they be able to defend themselves? Right?
I don't think so, but
you don't.
Maybe you'll be able to train them.
Right. What a weird conversation. That's bizarre. Okay. Kratos says his name being Stanley Yelnats, the fourth last name. Okay. Is critical to the plot. I have no idea how they'll do this with a girl. Maybe it'll be Gorlock. make a pickle sing, please. Thank you, Kratos. Nathan also says, to give people an idea of how dumb this remake is, speaking of holes, they are sending a teenage girl to an all-male juvie prison camp. Even if they retcon it to be co-ed, it's Wonder Woman 1984 all over again.
Yeah.
Also, Dirtus King came back, says Disney made better animatronics in the 70s. I could see these bots more easily replaced friends than significant others, or as a relationship coach, as I know I'm bad at women. Bad at woman. Well, there's lots of woman out there, so you can be bad at women, Dirt's King. But don't buy these robots. Don't do this. It's a bad idea. Vanish Mantle says, as somebody who got accused of SA, a bot sounds really attractive since it can't land me in prison. Or if she decides to divorce, and take half my assets or more because she's not happy. Okay, Vanish, way to look on the bright side of that. Kind of odd, but all right. And Winterfell says, this is how Battlestar Galactica started. The robots rebelled. Here we go. Thanks, Winterfell. All right. We have some breaking news, Blabs?
Yes.
Okay, what do we got? Let's hit our sounder. Where's it at? Let's get our sounder here. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for some breaking news right here. Okay, this is in the private chat. This seems like a fairly big deal. Coming off the news earlier this week about Meta's new policy. We've talked about that extensively. Meta came out with Mark Zuckerberg earlier this week, and he gave that 6-minute video where he was talking about how they are all in on free speech now. Free speech is the way to go. And you know what? We're gonna carry this flag, and we are all on board with this administration and everything that goes along with that. Vera, first and foremost, what were your thoughts on that announcement?
I don't really have any specific thoughts on it.
No thought. Did you think that? I don't know. I think the general thought that I saw on it was that too late. You did enough to ruin things early on.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's with so many companies at this point that it's too little, too late. And if you had listened to people in the first place, you wouldn't have to, in this case, like dismantle entire portions of your company because people are angry with you.
Right. Well, there's been a lot of talk about what will be allowed on Facebook and Meta platforms, including Instagram moving ahead. And there was this post from Culture Crave talking about examples that are now going to be allowed on the platforms.
Yeah, I feel like this is just complete damage control.
From Facebook?
Yeah.
Yeah. Damage control of the last 5 to 8 years of censorship? Yeah. Okay. Well, Culture Crave has made a list of things that are now allowed on the platforms. And I look at this list and I think this is strictly fear-mongering. Like when you look at the things that are said, and they're so fear-mongering, Blabs is going to say every single one of these here. Nice. So everybody can take these things. So Blabs, if you would start with the top one, please, and work your way down.
This is when we need to use AI.
No, I'm just kidding, Blabs. Don't say
these. Like, don't have to. I don't really want to.
No, I'm just kidding, Blabs. I wouldn't do that to you. But you can see what they're supposed to say here, right here. And some of these things that the reason why we're not saying these things is I don't think we can say these things on YouTube. Like I would, you can
I
say
feel
these
like
things.
we've said the third bullet before.
Yeah. I've definitely said
or like
it on
Ryan
YouTube.
Kindle's gone out and been like, yeah.
Well,
Actually.
But I'm not. Yeah, but I'm not. So anyways, you can see some of the things that are here. Like, why would Culture Crave, like, this is sheer projection with a lot of these things, I feel like, with the Culture Crave. Why would you, like, who is saying this?
They want to show the worst examples possible and give the worst examples possible because they don't want this policy to go into effect where Facebook is no longer censoring people as much as they were. Now, they can say all they want. Oh, we're going to allow this content now. We know that isn't going to stick 100%. Companies do not enable these policies across the board. There's always someone that gets banned for something that's technically allowed because these companies do not care. And I get why Culture Crave is trying to show this because they think it's ridiculous and they're fear-mongering. They think, oh my God, it shouldn't be free speech now. But people are starting to speak up for themselves and their rights, and they are trying to get the point across to companies like Meta that if you do not allow us to say the way we feel and talk about how the way we feel and the way that we want to express ourselves, we're going to go to other platforms.
It'd be really funny if it was all these list of like insults were created by Meta AI.
Yeah.
What are the words? things that you can't say.
Yeah.
Right?
Let us know, Meta AI. What's the worst things people can say? Oh, here's the list. Thank you for your question.
So here we are. They have their policy rationale for this, which once again, we haven't even got to the true breaking news of this story. This is pretty big, but this is their rationale for the policy. It says, we believe that people use their voice and connect more freely when they don't feel attacked on the basis of who they are. That's why we don't allow hateful conduct on Facebook, Instagram, and Threads. We define hateful conduct as direct attacks against people rather than concepts or institutions on the basis of what we call protected characteristics: race, ethnicity, national origin, disability, religious affiliation, caste, sexual orientation, sex, gender, identity, and serious disease. Like, these are all things, like, these are protected characteristics. Like, surely 95% of the world falls into one of these things here. It's crazy. Additionally, we consider age and protected characteristics when referencing along with another protected characteristic. We protect refugees. We also protect refugees, migrants, immigrants, and asylum seekers from the most severe attacks. And they have these things broken down in different tiers as well. Though we do allow commentary on and criticism of immigration policies. Similar, we provide some protections for non-protected characteristics such as occupation. When blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
We removed dehumanizing speech, allegations of serious immortality and criminal. Okay, whatever. There it is, right there. But they're more or less, look, if you can say these things on X or on Instagram and Threads and Facebook and all this stuff now. That is a drastic shift of how things were just 2 months ago. And I think a lot of this really goes back to the election and November 5th or 6th, whatever day that was. Do you think, I think everybody sees this, Vera, the sheer monsoon, the change of culture in the last couple months. Have you seen that too, Vera?
Oh yes, it's been wild to see. I mean, it's great to see people speaking up for themselves and defending themselves, but I think that we're only going to continue to see it. And that's why so many people have said, "Oh, I'm abandoning X to go to Blue Sky because it's a safe haven." And oh my gosh, they don't allow all of these isms and phobes to be, spreading across their platform, when in reality, they just don't like people being able to say what they want. And there are still some individuals who are holding on for dear life to these, like, censorship ways, but that's just not going to fly anymore. And I think it's great that platforms want to be able to allow, individuals to say what they want, but even Blue Sky has problems, right? Like, it has death threat problems. And I think that the culture is only going to continue to shift in what, in my opinion, is a positive way. I'm all for freedom of speech.
Well, it sounds like we're going to get our way as far as freedom of speech goes when it comes to Meta. And here is the big news that just broke about 30 minutes ago. Meta has killed all DEI programs, which is a major win for common sense and meritocracy. Mark Zuckerberg's Meta is terminating major DEI programs effective immediately, including for hiring, training, and picking suppliers, according to a new employee memo obtained by Axios. Why it matters. The move is a strong signal to Meta employees that the company's push to make inroads with the upcoming Trump administration isn't just posturing, but an ethos shift that will impact its business practices. Context. Meta said it was changing course because of, quote, the legal and policy landscape surrounding diversity, equity, and inclusion efforts in the United States is changing, per a memo from the Vice President of Human Resources. The move comes just 3 days after Meta ended many of its efforts to fact check and police speech on Facebook, Instagram, and Threads. The announcement also follows a host of public moves by tech companies and executives to align with the policies and cultural views of President-elect Trump and the MAGA movement. Friday's memo by Gale announces changes to our hiring, development, and procedure practices. Was posted for Meta employees in Workplace, the company's internal communication tool. Can you imagine, just real quick before we continue on this, can you imagine the meltdown that is happening at Facebook right now?
got to be massive.
I mean, we're talking about a company that is based in San Francisco, the most progressive state, one of the most progressive possibly in the world, definitely in the state, maybe there, Portland, Los Angeles. But this is massive. I feel like this is a massive change. And it also shows me that they will go whatever direction they need to go when it comes, whatever way the wind is blowing. This is always about business. It's never about, and that's why I don't think a lot of people will take this very seriously, because, and while it's great and you take the wins where you can, if in 4 years there's a change in administration and it goes the other way, guess what way these companies are going to go?
Yeah,
the other
exactly.
way. Because it's just a business thing. There's no meaning to their words at all. Zero. And they will go to whatever is best for their business. And it's not about taking a political stance. So, you go back to 2020 and everyone's making their profile pictures black, and it's all just stupid virtue signaling. It's crazy. Do you think that this is going to, where are we in a year from now, Vera, when it comes to...
It's hard to say. And when it comes to DEI, there have been so many companies over even just the past couple of months that have abandoned or rolled back on their DEI policies, like McDonald's and Walmart, and, going as far as like Lowe's. And then you had Harley Davidson. Like, there are tons of companies. And I think that we are going to continue to see companies go in this direction, though I don't think that these sections of companies and are just going to magically go away. Like, they'll just do it using different words. They're just going to relabel these groups of employees. I don't think that they're just going to get rid of them, because like you said, if in 4 years things change, they're going to need those employees and they're going to need those divisions.
I agree with you. I think that there's definitely something to that. Like, it'll be on the back burner. It's
They might reduce the employee amount by like 50% in that division, but they're not going to completely get rid of them, and they're just going to change the language that they use and the labels that they give these employees.
They said for ending equity and inclusion programs, Meta will instead build programs that quote, that focus on how to apply fair and consistent practices to mitigate bias for all, no matter your background. That sounds like meritocracy, which sounds good. Sunsetting supplier diversity efforts. Meta will end efforts to source business suppliers from diverse-owned businesses. Moving forward, the company will focus our efforts on supporting small and medium-sized businesses that power much of our economy. Ending the diverse slate approach to hiring. While Meta will continue to source candidates from different backgrounds, it will no longer use the diverse slate hiring approach, which ensures a diverse pool of candidates is considered for every open position. We believe there are other ways to build an industry-leading workforce and leveraging teams made up of world-class people from all types of backgrounds. Yeah. Like, yes, of course. And it only took a major cultural shift in the American people saying no for this to happen. I mean, wow. This is, I feel like this is a big deal. And you mentioned McDonald's, Walmart recently. Yeah. Like, these major companies are saying they're saying the right things publicly.
Yes. Well, that's the issue, is that they're just saying these things, and I don't trust them. There's no reason to trust McDonald's. There's no reason to trust Meta. They could change the policy again tomorrow if there was enough backlash and they felt like it. And I just don't think that even if they say they're going to get rid of these divisions, that's just not going to happen. Marxists just redefine words. They never go away. They always are creating like a new code. So I don't trust Meta. I also think another reason they're doing this is because of the TikTok ban, and they want people to go to Instagram and use Reels, and they recognize that they have been very strict on Reels over the years. So I feel like they're just trying to very quickly make changes, but internally they're not actually going to.
I'll tell you what, I know some people over at Facebook. I'm going to reach out to them and see what the reaction to this is, because I can almost imagine what that looks like right now. If this
Yeah.
was dropped earlier this morning,
It's chaos, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, and people are talking. You're going to see people. So people will die from this decision. Like, you always see that. How many people are going to die? It's bizarre. Well, we see that from Meta talking about freedom of speech and some of the changes here. Have you seen the new Square Enix policy regarding harassment of their employees and executives?
Another terrible company who constantly rewords divisions. They had an entire internal ethics department just a few years ago. They were boasting about it. And then last year they were hiring for it. They received a ton of backlash, and then the webpage magically went away. That division didn't go away. They still have an internal ethics department and a censorship division that's, reducing the bust sizes of female characters, and they have cultural consultants and narrative consultants who are looking over developers' shoulders and telling them what they can and can't put in games and what's going to offend people. Square Enix has been a bad company for a lot of years now, and they do have a lot of great franchises and characters, 100%, but they're another company that is just constantly making the wrong decisions.
Should we tell him?
I was just talking to
maybe.
myself. Yeah. This decision comes on the heels of other companies making a similar decision. We saw Sega make a decision like this. Level 5, not so long ago, made the decision to create a new policy where you cannot say bad things to employees and executives ever. That's really it. Square Enix Groups published a policy addressing harassment of its employees, executives, and partners on January 10th. And partners is the key word here, right? We're going to key in on that here in just a second. According to the announcement, there have been instances that constitute customer harassment, such as defamation, violence, and threats of Square Enix employees, which has compromised their sense of security. By the way, it hasn't compromised their security, but just their sense of security, which I think there's a big difference between the two. Square Enix warns that it will take action against any behavior determined to be harmful or exceed what is socially acceptable. According to who? That's the other thing, is like, what culture are we going this based off of? What's socially acceptable? Is this Japan? Is this the United States? Big difference in cultures. That means that in response to harassment and unreasonable demands, the company will cease to provide its products and services to offenders. In addition, if a user's behavior is deemed to be excessive or of malicious intent, Square Enix will take legal action, including criminal proceedings. And here's a list of some of the things. The company provides a list following examples of customer harassment and socially unacceptable behavior here. Some of these are reasonable, like trespassing, right? You can't just show up at an office if you're not invited to it. Right. I get it, right? But it goes back to, what is abusive language? What is considered intimidation? What is considered coercion, right? All these things, there's a lot of gray when it comes to this. I think we also saw Riot Games had something like this, where, specifically with their game, if you're playing their games on stream not too long ago. So, undue demand, unreasonable demands to change or exchange of a product, or unreasonable request for monetary compensation. So I guess the big question that comes with this is, are these only, let's say somebody's online and someone's really upset about a decision that they made. How do you actually execute on this? It sounds like empty threats, if I'm being really honest.
Yeah, you can't. There's no way that you can find every person's information for every individual that posts online about how Square Enix sucks or their partners suck. Now, that is really, truly a key word, because you know who Square Enix was partnered with? Sweet Baby Inc.
Ding, ding,
So
ding, ding, ding.
It seems to me that they're trying to create ways that they can silence people and censor people. I mean, this is basically just an anti-criticism policy. Now, we don't know for sure if they're still partnered because a few months ago, Sweet Baby actually removed Square Enix from their client list, but only a couple of weeks later, they got rid of their client list completely. So we don't know, but they used the word partner several times in there. And that to me just screams that this was created because of Gamergate 2 and gamers ultimately speaking up for themselves and speaking with their wallet.
And I think that always comes what this comes down to is speaking with your wallet. You mentioned Sweet Baby Inc.'s their involvement here. This is from Old Man Grimm over on X. He tagged us all, and thanks for that, Old Man Grimm. And this is actually in response to Hypnotic. And I think Hypnotic had a really great statement about this. Says, this is the mainstream industry's final play to try to silence the discourse. They know the journalists are gone now and can't control the narrative. They know the speech is open and free now. They also know people will do videos on them and their company. The last action of a wild animal when backed into a corner is for a mega corporation to threaten legal action against anyone who they consider to be, quote, harassing them. What a joke. This will only make things worse. And
Yes.
I 100% agree with that by Hypnotic. This seems like a desperate action to save face with an employee who's like, I've been harassed online because they said they didn't like Final Fantasy, you know?
Yes.
But as pointed out from Old Man Grimm, says it goes deeper than that. If you read the article link, talk about the also partners, and there it is, Sweet Baby Inc., one of their partners. Right
There's
there.
also Black Girl Gamers who had partnered with Square Enix when Forspoken came out. And I see chat mentioning hit detection as well. I don't remember off the top of my head what hit detection worked on with Square Enix, but I know for certain Black Girl Gamers and Sweet Baby Inc.
Yeah, well, this is it's really interesting to see. I've said this before many, many times. When it comes to all this giant cultural shift that we're seeing right now, the opening of free speech, these companies who are going out of their way to go along with the administration, right? I think that the video game industry will be the last industry to really to move away from this.
Yes.
This because they were the first to adopt, and they'll be the last to move away from it for sure. Speaking of, Mark Zuckerberg apparently is on Joe Rogan, and that was posted, about 23 minutes ago. It has 100,000 views already. So that'll be very interesting to go back and watch. I watch a lot of podcasts. I think that's something like maybe we could do some podcast reactions on locals. I think that'd be fun to do. Where you sit down and watch a podcast with folks, get their reaction to that. So, wow, like, man, this is bizarre.
I'm just so disappointed in Square Enix because they have so many good games. They have so many good characters. They have such a big opportunity to make such a boatload of money, and yet they throw it all away because they want to ultimately not listen to gamers. That's what it really boils down to. If they were listening to gamers, they wouldn't have partnered with Sweet Baby Inks and Black Girl Gamers and Hit Detections. They would be creating the content that we want, and they take our criticisms to heart, but ultimately they don't do that. They're trying to stop criticism using cultural Marxism, and it sucks to see.
Well, I'll be very interested to see the response to some of these things that are happening in, specifically in the video game industry. I think you're going to see social media, specifically Blue Sky. I think you're going to see Blue Sky take off because people who need their safe space are going to be going there and just freaking out.
Yes.
It's going to be a mess.
The land of the meltdowns.
Yes. Wow, that's crazy. I am shocked by all this right here. We're going to bypass the Ubisoft story. I know a lot of you guys are here today for the Ubisoft story. We're going to get to that I think later, because we actually have some more news here regarding DEI and everything. Blabs, you've been putting this in on the run sheet. Thank you for doing that. As we have some more news about a game called Lord of the Fallen. Have you heard about this game, Sarah?
Lords of the Fallen is very good.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm pulling this up as we go. This is more breaking news from Pirate Nation. quick. Let me just kind of pull up their website here. Here we go. This is Lord of the Fallen Studio CI Games will not integrate DEI elements into their games. So this is their statement here. Lord of the Fallen Studio I've not seen this, but I'm reading this fresh. Will not integrate DEI elements into their games to maximize player enjoyment and commercial success after having observed the high commercial risk these elements can present. Okay. Yeah. There you go. During a recent investor chat, the studio was asked about their stance on DEI in gaming. Global marketing director Ryan Hill confirmed that the studio remains committed to producing player-first video games that prioritize excellence, user experience. Look at this. Look at Vera over there.
Absolute cinema. That is such a good statement.
Oh my gosh. Committed to producing player-first video games that prioritize excellent user experience with compelling themes and characters created specifically for, quote, core and adjacent audiences. While some recent video games have taken the opportunity to implement social and political agendas within their experiences, Hill continued, the lower than expected commercial performance of some of these games shows that many players do not appreciate these elements. As such, the studio will continue to develop experiences to maximize player enjoyment and commercial success.
What a W. Holy fudge.
Whoa.
I'm impressed. I mean, I had streamed the Lords of the Fallen game that came out last year. And it was very good. It was a bit different from the original one that this was supposed to kind of be the sequel to, because they went in more of a traditional Souls-like direction, but it didn't have any questionable elements to it, and it was a really good game all around. And I'm just happy to hear them say this, that they're actually listening to gamers. There's so few companies now who actually do, that we have to sit here and praise them when, you know, a CI Games comes out and says this just isn't the direction to go in.
You're right. There is definitely a sad element to the idea that we have to talk about a game that, or a developer that's just saying, hey, we're just going to make a great game.
Right.
Right. That should not be a story.
No.
But coming out of the last few years, I mean, it's very, very clear that we do need to celebrate these, because this is a win. This is a win. And I want to go back to this statement one more time, because if this doesn't tell you everything, it tells you everything you need to know. We talked about this with Meta. We're going to talk about it now. Look, it comes down to money.
It does, yeah.
Look, adding this will not add money to our pocketbook, so we're not going to do it. That's really all they're saying right here.
Yeah.
That's it. And like, that's the thing you need to realize, that when you see these companies, when you see them, they don't care about whatever cause they're promoting.
No, they don't.
They see it as an opportunity to put more money in their pockets. That's all this is. It's crazy. And we've shown consistently, and like it says before, 2024, we're going to look back on 2024 and be like, that was the year when everything changed. And it started long before the election, It started with people rejecting games early in the year. And yes, it did start with Sweet Baby Inc. and the awareness back in February that was put out there with Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, and the campaign throughout the entire year, not an organized campaign, but a campaign by gamers to just speak with their wallets. That's the most amazing thing about this. And now you're starting to see the drip and the residual effects of you saying no. And that's what's the most exciting thing about this, is companies are like, look, we're not going to touch it because we can't make money. And you know what? That's a great thing. You are winning. We are winning. That's awesome. That's very, very exciting.
100%.
Wow. So yeah, Lords of the Fallen right over here, out now. I'm sure they'll see a giant uptick here. They have nothing on their social media here outside of a little bit of nothing about that.
Well, there was a statement like within that statement that you just read on that article I sent you.
Yeah.
And it's basically just them saying that the development of a sequel is also proceeding, extensive playtest is happening this year, and that they're still working on the game that they released in 2023 with updates. So if you are a Lords of the Fallen gamer, sounds like good news for you all around.
Yeah, very, very good game.
Man, that's awesome. That is excellent to hear. And I love everything about what's happening right now in the industry. We have turned the corner. We've turned the corner, and we're starting to make our way down the hill a little bit. And that hill is going to get steeper and steeper. And we're going to be knocking off the DEI and all that nonsense left and right from every company. That's great news. Great news. I want to get to some of these quick super chats. We are one yellow super chat away from Montez. Aiden came in with the yellow, says, here's my advice. Save up a lot of money. Go to Nevada and get yourself a brothel chick. There you go, Aiden. Thanks for your advice. Speaking about the, you must be speaking of our robo lady here. Suna says, time for me to speak with my wallet and unsub from Final Fantasy XIV. Shadowbringers was the best story ever told in any media ever. And their latest X-Pack. Dawn Trail ruined it and messed up its legacy. That's right. Always speak with your wallet. That's the way to go. And Stay at Home Hippo came in with the 20. Says, afternoon, bro, chachos. And welcome, Vera. Meta will just work with Bridge and use another name. Disparu posted a video on the Globes and Corpo's silently support for DEI, and the UN is pushing it. Get Savvy and Kirsha to investigate. Had a conversation with Savvy yesterday, and she has been deep when it comes to, she knows what's going on with all this. So we will definitely have her on soon, for sure. And look at this. Zero came in with that, and then he came in with that right there. That puts us at our wonderful goal today, which means, friends, we have a new way for Montez to end this wonderful road rage incident. Let's check it out today.
Bitch! Montez!
Let's go.
I like that one the best. That
is really good.
Montez has made his way to Mario, suplexed all the way to the Mushroom Kingdom. That's great stuff right there. Guys, thank you so much for your support and help us to get our sub goal today. That is spectacular, or our super chat goal today. And Samarato came back with the 5. Says, Meta getting rid of the DEI program. Meanwhile, Kirsha from the top of her lungs, for fuck's sakes, it's not gone, just rebranded. The war ain't over. Normal men, stay alert. Also, Montez! Oh, thank you so much. That is awesome. We do see every one of your super chats, direct donations, and Rumble rants. We'll read every single one of them before the end of the show. We greatly appreciate your support, allowing us to do this on a day-to-day basis, Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Central Time. Okay, well, we got some minor wins here, and we have, let's see, Ubisoft here I want to talk about. I'll tell you what, it is Friday. We have some stories that we could touch on, but I think the biggest story happened before the start of the show. And during pre-show, Vera, what was the question you asked about not being able to say a word on our chat?
Well, I just asked why I couldn't say the word gay.
And I said, you can. And you said, no, I can't.
I couldn't.
And there's a lot of irony in this, because I've always said that our chat is, we don't have any restrictions on any words. And it turns out we do. We have a lot of restrictions on a lot of words. And I didn't know that we did. And I got called on it real quickly. And I was like, oh, shoot, here we go.
Fact checked real time.
Yeah, I got fact checked really hard by Blabs and myself. So when I started the channel, I Googled like words that you shouldn't allow on YouTube. And there was a giant list of words that I just took and I copied and pasted on there. So we have gone in, and there was it's almost 550 words that have been banned from our chat. And now we're going to give Blabs an opportunity to read off some of these words that she feels should be unbanned, that are currently banned. So Blabs, I'm going to hand it over to you here. And as you can scroll through the list of over 500 something words, I'll say we will let the chat decide with a simple yes or no if the word should be banned. Okay.
You removed all the blocked words.
No, I didn't. No, they're still
there. Look at. Oh wait, I'm back on my freaking account. It swapped on me. I was like, "What do you mean? They're all gone." Hang on, I got to swap accounts.
Yeah, and this is important. I want to make sure that we we do this. This is done right. Because I want to make sure that while we go through here, I'm a big fan of free speech, right? And this channel was made many, many years ago. So, here we are. So let's see what we got. Blabs, go ahead.
There's a couple like emotes, so I'll just skip all those. You have Analingus, Arse.
Now, here's the thing: you need to describe what these words are.
Excuse me? Do you not know what an arse is?
Oh, just arse. Okay, all right. So you say the word, and then the chat will decide if that word should be brought in, and we should unban that word. Okay.
Right. So the word there's one whole thing is anal impaler with 3 cross signs. I'm kind of wondering why the cross signs have to do with impaler. Is that like
once again
a biblical reference I'm unaware of?
To be clear, once again, these are not words that I've ever really used. You know what? Let's go.
I just
they're
want
words
to point
that
out
bother you.
Craig literally went and posted a list of over 500 words or whatever it is, without even checking what these blocked words were.
Yeah,
that is bad. I'm sorry. That is not good journalism for someone who's like, I went to journalism for college. That's
many
shit.
years ago when I did this.
I'm just roasting you, bro.
No regrets. It's okay. I'll tell you. Let me screen share here. I want to make sure I don't have anything. Oh, you know what? Let's see. I can't do that.
I don't think you can.
Yeah, I think it actually breaks some sort of terms of service.
You have bitching and bitchin', which is like a 90s word. How dare you try to like ruin our 90s?
Yeah.
Bitchin'. Blowjob. Blow me with 3 cross signs. Blow mud with 3 cross signs. Blowjob, blowjobs, blue waffle. Ew. Ew. A blumkin. Words are these? There's lots of them. There's boner, there's boobs, there's boobs, there's boobs. How many O's you got in these? There's like 5 different versions. You have butt plug. Cancer. Butt rape. Carpet muncher. Please show 523 more words. Correct. Go on. Carpet muncher. Clock. Chink. What the hell's that?
Whoa!
What's that?
What word?
CHINK. I don't know if I should say that or not.
Hold
What
on,
is
Blabs.
that?
Don't say that word. Just you know how yesterday you were really upset about
I'm
me saying
Googling
that?
this.
Hold on.
This is the banned stream.
What are you talking about? A narrow opening or crack? Typically one that emits light?
Yes, that is what it means, YouTube.
Yes, that's exactly what it means, YouTube. Definitely not the other thing.
Exactly.
In construction terms.
Just look
Oh no, Chinese descent. You should timestamp that for me. Thank you.
Oh, 1 hour, 37 minutes. Sounds good. Got it. Oh,
okay. There's a bunch of cocks. Lots of them. There's cornhole. CP. There's cum chugger, ew, cum freak, cum guzzler. Wow, it's like reading a Dodge vehicle advertisement. Cunt, compare, construct, cunt bag, cunt lick. What the frick's going on? Cut myself.
So just saying,
cut ropes. Dick, damn, depression, dick hole, dick shy, dick head, die, dildo, strings. So many freaking words. I'm only on D still. I've been skipping like 95% of them.
Oh my god.
Eat a dick. That's been banned. Ejaculated. Ejaculates. Ejaculating. Erotic. Then there's the Melanie word and a bunch of other ones very similar to that.
Okay. Right.
Fellatio. Finger fucks. Finger fucking.
Okay, so here's the funny thing about this is I love the idea that you thought that I went through and actually like thought of all these words and was like, these are the words I don't want.
I thought it was some mod who did it for you, honestly, who gave you like a giant list. I was just wondering for a while now. I'm like, why are all these words banned? But I assumed you had a reason, but no, it was literally let me just copy and paste.
Damn was banned though.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, these are just. Yeah, these are just words that I found. So look, we'll take a good, long, hard look at those words.
Yeah, like fuck hole and fuck trophy.
Yeah. Neither of those will be banned.
Fuck face, fuck head, fuck heads, fucking hands.
Oh my god.
Fucking shit, motherfucker. My god, we're so demonetized. Fudge packer. Gangbang, oh no.
I just muted Blabs.
Don't mute my ass! How dare you ban Meet the Fockers Gaylord from here?
All right. Listen, so the point is that
Giga Chad, fanatic Renton. What?
Giga Chad.
hey, Ian came in.
Oh
He
my
knows the story.
gosh.
Says because you're definitely not getting any ad money today. Let's go, Ian.
True.
Hey,
He
especially
even
not
has
with that.
ISIS band.
Oh my gosh. Hey, Ian, thank you so much. We appreciate that, and that's very much needed today. As yeah, we are.
Wow, you should see the N words. There's so many variations. Who would have thought?
Blabs, what are they?
Nutsack. That's all I'm gonna say for those. And then let's go to the P words, shall we? Penis,
No.
sucker,
Stop. Stop it. Stop it. The point is that we're gonna do our best to go through and find all the words that need to be removed.
And by we, he means Craig.
Oh,
And only Craig.
okay, only me.
Yeah, I'm not going through this list of remove. I would just delete them all.
Blabs, what if we made a locals video of you just saying every word?
Absolutely not.
Oh no.
No. Definitely not happening. There's some bad words in there.
Well, I mean, you don't have to say all of them. I mean,
I'm
you
not
know,
doing it.
you can
Absolutely
allude
not.
to
It
them.
could literally just be clipped and then just thrown to the internet forever and ever and ever. No, thank you.
Welcome to the internet.
I don't want to do it. Why don't you do it, Mr. Locals?
Well, Blabs, I'm just saying the last 4 minutes of the internet will
Yeah,
probably
but those
be
are
clipped.
tameless. Those, tameful words.
Blabs, you
Like
said
dick.
you said the Asian word.
I didn't know. I learned now.
Oh, and now since you didn't know, it's okay.
Ah, yes.
Obviously,
Oh.
Craig. You're the older one. You're supposed to know more than me.
Let's
Yeah,
rewind
Craig.
Let's rewind
You're
24 hours ago.
How many years older than me, Craig? You're supposed to know this stuff.
Blabs, you were clenching your pearls yesterday talking about this Australian word.
not.
Oh,
Now you're over exaggerating. Who's the woman? Me or
how
you?
could you say that? It's
I'm
important.
buying you pearls for your birthday.
That was you yesterday, and now
I'm
this is-
buying you pearls for your birthday, okay?
Oh my god! Yeah. All right. It's ridiculous. See, you can actually say that word in the chat. Look at that. The chat's going crazy with it. This is So you can say all the words you want.
We learned about the black squirrels too. Don't forget.
Oh my gosh. All right.
My squigger. That's what it's called, a black squirrel. We watched the video.
Close.
It's not like I said anything wrong.
Little close for comfort.
What do you mean? SQUI is the same as N? You guys know the alphabet? It was just me. Gotcha.
We have this last video here.
I think that's it.
That may-
There's no way to move on.
That may be the end of their show, Blabs. I'm just gonna throw that out there. Maybe the end of Side Scrollers as a whole. Head over to locals at sidescrollerspodcast.com and support us over there. That's when we take the shackles off Blabs and let her go crazy. Okay. We have this last video here, which is only going to add fuel to the fire about the show. Let's just see what this dude has to say about things.
I have been misgendered 3 times in the past 24 hours at restaurants. Last night, I was at Benihana with my girlfriend, and the server said, "What about you, sir? What would you like to eat?" My girlfriend, God bless her heart, steps in, says, "Actually, that's ma'am." And she looks at my girlfriend and didn't really understand what had happened and said, "No, I'm talking to him," pointing at me. Our jaws were on the floor, and we decided to leave because it was just a bad vibe after that. And just a few minutes ago, I was at another restaurant for lunch, and they showed me my seat and said, "Here you go, sir." And I said, "I am not a slur." And then I left because I wasn't comfortable anymore. And I went to a new restaurant, and I asked, before I sit down, where's the bathroom, please? And they said, "Oh, it's right this way, sir." And I just left because I wasn't comfortable anymore. If you're a server in the food industry, you don't need to use words like sir or ma'am. There are ways to be respectful without using those words. And if you get it wrong for someone like me, I will probably leave the restaurant. And it puts like a bad vibe on my day when it happens, especially when it happens 3 times in a row.
I'm going to say this very endearingly and from the bottom of my heart. Read the room, dude. Like, if everyone's like, "Yo, sir," it's not your job to correct them. They're correcting you.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Especially this guy's like, hey, I don't understand why everybody keeps calling me a woman or a man. I don't understand it. You know, it's like, what are we
Based restaurants over here.
doing? Not even based. Like, like we're
This
talking about.
this person's like, I'm gonna leave the restaurant. Bye.
Yeah, it's like, well, see you later. You know, you're making everybody else uncomfortable as is anyways. So, wow. This is the type of person who is really upset about the news about Meta and the DEI projects. Like,
100%. Everything I have learned about this person has been against my will. Every video I've seen of this person, they drive me insane because they act, as they would say, so entitled, right? Oh, you have to say my pronouns properly or I'm going to leave the restaurant. Okay, if you want to correct somebody, you can go for it, but to act that way, like it's just so insanely, I don't know, it's just mental illness is the best way to put it.
you're not wrong. Especially it's narcissism on top of that. Extreme narcissism.
That's a perfect word for it. Yeah, narcissism.
Like this person, their entire career is built around the idea of setting up a camera at a restaurant and then getting upset when people call them a dude.
And there was a video circulating of this individual the other day where they went to a restaurant. It wasn't really that busy, but the server was like, hey, like, just so you know, I need to move you because you've got a camera. I need to move you to another section of the restaurant because it's going to be really busy. And then this individual, I think their name is like Lily. Lily here was like, oh, well, how busy do you think it's going to be? And asking over and over. The server's like, I don't know, man. And then because the server said man, they had a meltdown and they were like, I'm leaving. I don't want to be here. You're not being respectful to me. Goodbye then. Like, why would you go to a restaurant and expect that, oh, you can just film and it's going to be quiet because you want it to be quiet?
Right. Which is at a certain point, you just got to say, well, see you later. Have a good one. And I feel like that's what, it goes back to that thing we just talked about with the game company who's like, look, like people don't want this. This has been shown. The market is rejected this idea. If we inject this stuff into our games, people will not buy our games. So why are we trying to inject this into society as a whole? It doesn't make any sense at all. And I will say this, the Zuckerberg thing, going back to Meta, the Zuckerberg thing, one of the things that he said in there was he talked about how they are distancing themselves from things that have been more or less rejected from society that aren't, and one of the things was DEI and gender in particular. And like this whole idea of like, what's your gender? Like, I think we're going to look back on this time period, this last really from like 2020 to 2024 in like a decade from now. And like people are starting to do it now, but people are like, what the hell was that? Like, what the hell was that? Like everybody just went crazy. And we kept cowering to these idiots. And we tried to normalize this insanity. Like, we're going to look back on that. And especially 50 years from now, people are like, what a bunch of dummies. Specifically in the United States. It's going to be, I can't wait for 50 years from now.
We should not bend the knee and listen to the demands of the mentally ill. Those people need help, and that's fine. They need help, and they deserve help. But to change the way culture is because of these individuals is not all right.
Yes.
And we're finally seeing a pushback against it.
Preach on that for sure. All right. We are going to get some super chats and direct donations and appreciate all y'all's support, allowing us to do this on a day-to-day basis, month-to-month basis, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Central Time. Do we have any super chats specifically for Vera today?
We have this one here from Gear that says, plus Vera, about the gatebox thing, that some businessmen married to the avatar because of how women are broken in modern society. His words, not mine.
Have you guys ever seen the Gatebox trailer?
Mm-mm.
Let me see if I can find it really quickly. It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
And Lamar says, I would love to see Vara and It's a Gundam hopefully on the stream one day together.
So Gundam, I actually had a conversation with them last night, and spoiler, Gundam will be presenting an award at the Real Game Awards this year. It's great. And he has a hard time getting up this early. So having him on our show is going to be really, really hard.
Early.
Yeah.
Well, different times for a lot of different folks. So I will say this: I'm going to do my best to do I think I'm going to do a reaction to the Joe Rogan experience with Mark Zuckerberg, like a watch along. I don't know if it's going to be live or it's going to be recorded, but I'll put that over on sidescrollerspodcast.com, which is our locals page, because I don't think I can put that over on YouTube. And I don't, like I said, maybe live, may not be, I don't know. But head over there and become a free supporter over there. If you want to become a paid supporter, we obviously greatly appreciate it, but I'll make it available for everybody over at sidescrollerspodcast.com. So head over there and become a free member over there. And because I'm very intrigued by this Joe Rogan with Mark Zuckerberg. I'm sure there's going to be a lot to say. And I'm sure we're going to talk about it. I'm sure we're going to talk about it on Monday for sure. But I'd like to know what's going on right there. Also, do us a favor, head over to sidescrollersmerch.com and pick up some of our wonderful merchandise over there. Vera, did you get your shirt yet, by the way?
I did get it. I need to take some pictures with it soon.
Wow, everyone got one but me. I see how it is, Craig.
What? You didn't get one?
No, I'm not well liked by Craig.
Let me actually
Craig.
let's see real quick. I have one. Mally has one. I sent one to Flash. Sent one to Vera.
I'll send one to you, Blabs.
Sent one to Razor.
I'll give you
Sent one to Kirsha. Arch does not have one yet. Blabs, see, I'm going down the line. You're last on the list.
Why am I last? I'm literally your right-hand man.
I know, but Blabs, you're last on the list. You're right here. You're the last one there.
Uh-huh.
So anyways, head over to sidescrollersmerch.com and pick up the new Challengers t-shirt. Or any of these wonderful, you can get the Make Gaming Great Again hat or the American Pride line. My daughter's Let Us Skateboard shirt. There's lots of good stuff over there. So head over there and pick some merch up and support the show. You look good doing it. It's good. All right. Philip JT says, just wanted to give a shout out to my main man Montez, a true hero and a modern day Hercules. Let's go, Philip. Thank you so much. Aiden says, hey guys, no work again today. After the show, I'll be taking plenty of pictures on Stellar Blade, drink lots of water, wearing my black Peaky Blinders hat and glasses as always. Stars won their sixth game last night. Sixth in a row, actually. Next stop, Montreal. Go Stars. Let's go, Aiden. Yeah, I saw that. They kicked the crap out of those Flyers. And Delta says, talking about the robot doll company, says they'll probably sell 30 dolls. Someone like Tecton will spend $60K for a custom Genshin model. And then we'll hear the company sold itself and none of the bots were properly will probably work afterwards. Thank you, Delta. You're probably not wrong. Blabs, I do need to get you a shirt.
No, it's fine. That's cool. I'll be the odd one out. I'll be unique.
Well, I need to get Arch first. We have some new merchandise that we do. I do need to send you.
Don't worry about it. You've been put in the corner. Now you're sad about it. It's fine.
I'm not sad about it. I want you to sport the gear. Cody says, I so want Blabs to say all the banned words.
I said some.
We need one a day. Today's word of the day that might get us banned.
We could do the alphabet, and then we'll just start again after we get to Z.
All right, let's put that down in our notes. I don't
really think that's a great idea. I'm not really for it.
She doesn't want to say all the words. Craig.
I don't really want to say all the words.
To?
I'm just saying that could be an idea. Perhaps maybe Phoenix will do it. He'll just pop right on screen, stream, say the word, and just dip back again.
Let's do it. I'm ready.
See? Phoenix will do it. Shout out Phoenix.
All right, good stuff. Okay, Omaha came in and says those restaurants are not going to miss that 0.03% of revenue. Yeah. All right. Do we have any other for Vera here? So before we let her escape. Okay. Vera, where can everybody? Well, I mean, if you want to stick, you're more than welcome. But if you have things,
I'm gonna head out.
Okay, sounds good. Vera, tell everybody where they can find you.
You can find me here on YouTube at Vera Dark Titan Media. You can find me over on X at Vera Dark. I have all sorts of social medias. I have a Discord server anyone can join. Today I'll probably be talking about Assassin's Creed, Square Enix, Dungeons and Dragons, lots of different things. I'm almost at 150,000.
Wow, that's awesome. Man. Congratulations. That is great to see. I love to see your success. That is
Can you
so
put
good.
that back up? She had a thumbnail without the glasses.
Where?
Totally different.
What?
What is that?
Oh yeah, for my thumbnail, one of my thumbnail pictures.
Hey.
Wow.
Whoa.
What? Listen, I don't ever
I
want to hear
know.
you talk about me not wearing my hat again, Vera.
Hey, that
Ever.
was from 2 years ago. Don't look at me. That was from 2 years ago.
Okay, I'm just saying. Yeah, and you do kind of look like you're like in the picture. You kind of look like you're going like, you know, you.
Nice,
It's hard
Craig.
to see. You look like you're hard to see.
Oh
You
yeah,
haven't-
for
you know,
sure.
I
Dante's
hint-
Inferno is an amazing game. If you haven't played it, go play it. We're never getting a sequel, so you're gonna
Yeah.
love it, and then you're not gonna be able to play it again.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. Well, Vera, thank you so much for hanging out with us today. Appreciate you.
Yes, thank you for having me on. Chat. Have a good day, Craig, Blabs. You too.
Hey,
Thanks. Have a good one.
sorry for making you uncomfortable today, Vera. Appreciate you.
free.
It's all right. I'll
Save
forgive you.
yourself.
All right, we'll see you later.
All
Have
right,
a good one.
bye.
Bye-bye. All right, Vera Dark, the greatness that is, hanging out with us. She'll be joining us here every couple weeks here on the channel, every couple Fridays from now. With that said, let's get to some super chats. Guys, thank you very much. It is Friday. It's Finish Strong Friday. We're going to finish strong. And I did put another super chat goal up for more Montez, and there's no yellows. It's just super chats over 5. So anything over there will help us get to more Montez, because why the hell not? Let's keep going, Blaz. What do we got?
Lance says, bye, Felicia. That's
Bye,
funny.
Felicia.
And Rumble Brain Sucks for 2. A little support. Great show. Thank you very much. It's weaponized politeness. Yes. I love this show. You guys will never understand how much I look forward to it every day. Stay awesome. Thank you very much. Appreciate
Thanks.
it. Snake Fan says, can someone tell Miss Doubtfart to grow up? Lance says, I long for the days when there were only 7 words we couldn't say.
Hey, real quick, big ups to Smash JT over on X. Tune it in, clip the show. By the way, we love it when you guys clip our show. We
Nice.
love it. So clip our, like, whenever you see news that's broken, like, clip our show, post it on your X. I love this stuff. This only helps the show. The more we can get out, the more you guys want to take our stuff and post it. Monetize the shit out of our show, guys. Go crazy. If you got an X account that can make money, post our stuff. Go crazy. We don't care. That's awesome. Go ahead.
Grateful Gamer says, I'm gonna need him to stop surplaning.
Sir-splaining.
Yeah. This one's a part 1 and part 2 because it breaks up. Watch for 5 on Rumble says, I don't know if you're going to into this, but Assassin's Creed Shadows release day is now March 20th, the anniversary of the sarin gas terror attacks in Japan. Does Ubisoft hate Japan? We were going to talk about it. It was in the run sheet, but now we'll just talk about it on Monday because there's more news coming out with Tencent and Ubisoft. So we'll let it stir. My thoughts really quick is that it's not a big deal because there's been tons of release dates on March 20th. It's the fact that Ubisoft keeps saying like, oh, we have consultancies on historical accuracies. Look at us. We're so good. And then it's like, well, you do this. So it's like, clearly you're not actually doing your job. And that's the problem, not the fact that it's released the same day.
And if you're going to say you're respecting culture, you should probably look at those days. You know?
Yeah. Discuss things. Greetings from Bulgaria. Hi. Here are all these words, including ever and ones. N-ones are used even by government officials.
Wow. That's okay. Thank
Let's
you
all
for
go to Bulgaria, shall we? We'll bring Flood too. That way we'll play it safe. It'll be fine. One time Bandcamp says Blabs calls them egg roll people, not the C word. No, I was talking
Great
about
point.
Project Egg Roll. They're not even Chinese, are they?
Oh,
Aren't
Blabs.
they? They're not Chinese, so don't go being racist against them.
Blabs,
Grateful Game.
no. Let's not beat around the bush here. We all know what's
That
going
is
on. here.
exactly what happened. Do not
No.
try to turn this around. This ship is going straight forward into you.
Blabs,
You are racist.
sorry.
The Grateful Gamer says, once the era of DEI ends, the era of DIB begins. Thank you very
Dib.
much. Marsh Knight says, apparently there's a fire here in San Diego, specifically North Country I will live in. Pray for us, normal men and women. Is that true? Can we get a fact check on that? Thank you. David says, Montez. Tamamo, sorry. Arrived just in time from Montez. Didn't get to watch live yesterday, but in regards to your comments on England yesterday, as a Brit, I feel like I got saved by my autism and got to self-reflect this lot when no social compass.
Hey, appreciate you, brother. And everybody in the UK is weird except for you.
And Ian and everyone else that we just said.
Right, but you gotta, like, the key to being not weird in the UK is super chatting us. Then you get
Kyle says it seems official that TikTok will be banned on the 19th after Supreme Court rejected that. Yeah, that was also in the run sheet today. We just ran out of time, so we'll probably talk about it more on Monday. Rumble Rant Saint for One says Meta gets rid of DEI, so we now introduce Bridge. Correct. Radial says being from the UK, I'll probably still go to jail for practicing free speech. Koa says terminate DEI, renaming it to something else. Correct. Graham says if the robot is realistic, with my luck, when I go from her, she would tell me she has a headache and isn't in the mood, and it's back to a sock. Ew. Anyway, Gregory says reminds me to the movie Wife Like.
Oh.
Gear says dystopian as fuck, even when it's featured on a CES 2025. My money's on the Lenovo Legion Go with SteamOS, more handheld, less nightmares. Ryan says, what's to stop them from making children robots? Ugh.
Oh no, that's a horrible idea.
And think about like if a parent lost a child, they'll be like, this is my child now, this robot. Like, ooh.
Oh.
The mental illness there.
That sounds horrible.
Taker says Futurama satirized this robot relationship thing like 20 years ago with a 50s style public service announcement. Don't date robots.
Right.
RPG says robots look terrible for now.
For now.
Solid Monkey says, what about people with disabled spouses that can't do anything in the bedroom anymore and they don't want to cheat?
Well, I mean, that's a good question. I think it really comes down to what is your interpretation of cheating? Because, like, that's, I don't know. Listen, Solid Monkey, if that was the market for this, okay. But I don't think that's what they're going for.
There's literally sex robots, aren't there? Like, I think that's where you go for that issue.
No.
Retromeister says, as a man of culture, I'm fearful with the existence of sex bots and AI girlfriends that make me feel more of an endangered species because I value the 90s. Mercenary says, this still looks more human than the Zuckerberger apology video. I am so not joking. I hate to say, but I'm probably still weird. Hope this super chat cures me. You are cured.
Oh, bam!
Jason says, those female robots give me Five Nights at Freddy vibes. I'm still just a normal man with normal weaknesses. Ew.
Thanks, Jason.
Commodore Fan says, I'll stick to real and bots are just creepy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Retro says, it feels like you're really disconnected from the problem. Men often suffer in silence, and this could be companionship for people who have no. So your solution is robots instead of curing society.
Yeah, Jim, I think listen, you're right. I am disconnected from this problem. I have a wife, I have kids, I have a social life, right? You are 100% right. I am disconnected to the problem. With that said, I don't think the solution to the problem is more technology. I think that we're going to have to force our way through this problem and get people back to having physical and emotional and verbal relationships with people, as opposed to compounding the problem with more technology.
Maybe it's because Jim already has a robot. He's
I don't
justifying his expenses.
Jim, do you already own a robot? Just curious.
No.
No, Jim. Retro Jim.
Oh. Radio says that robot looks like my ex-girlfriend. Maybe that's who Jim got, his ex-girlfriend.
Let's go.
But thank you very much for the super chat, Jim. Minor says, I'm behind. Is ABO on the list of bad words? No, because he didn't know what that was. B Barrett for 2 on Rumble says, are you familiar with the Wayside School books? Same author as Holes. He even makes a cameo in the movie. No, I'm not.
Yeah,
Brandon
I think so.
says,
go ahead.
What? Fine. Brandon says, I don't know if going outside to the mall will help the lonely people these robots are designed for.
That's true.
Side scrolls up. Oh my god, I'm trying to read our own name. Megatron for Rumble for 5. Thanks very much. I saw that one. Yay. Claudex, yeah. Claudex says the sex robots would look better if they didn't try to look like a robot. Give her like a helmet with a neon display or something. Scene says 7 of 9. King of Monsters, Lady Robots versus Dragons coming soon. Oh,
right.
Dear.
Yeah. Ugh.
Benjamin says, watch out, Craig. She'll take your job soon.
Nothing would make me happier than to have the robot lady take my job.
And I'd have to work with the robot lady, and I don't want to. Soul Silver says, I honestly think we need mirrors that tell us to lose weight and touch grass every morning. Also, Aria AI looks ugly. I'll stick to 2D anime waifus. Jason says, Craig should have this kind of talk for when Kirsha and Savvy are on.
I agree. Maybe we will.
The Copper Owl says, I wasn't making a pun about Bad Dragon. BD is like Fury Blackrock and is connected to multiple furry controversies, and people. Thank you very much. Frost Lord for One on Rumble says, Disney will be in a whole lot of trouble when this flops. Black Metal Gamer, can Disney writers resist making homes gay? Probably not. Commodore fan says, I wear glasses and cap daily. You look fine, Craig. Big Papa says, worst description of holes ever. I tried. Red says, holes with an all-female cast, basically. Mercer says, I'll always be a Star Wars fan, just not Disney Wars. Gear says, bro, Vince ruined wrestling since Nexus incident.
Oh, yeah, the Nexus incident. Sorry.
Bulk Squat and Thrust. It's hilarious that Generation X is now literally running WWE.
That's true. Good
Those
point.
services. Hot take WWE is soap opera for men. I agree.
Yeah, that's true.
One time at Bandcamp. What is this? Pick on Craig Day? Yes,
Right.
it's Friday.
Right.
It's Friday.
Hey, real quick, can I show this video? We may get flagged.
I
for
guess
this.
I'll allow it.
Okay, listen. This is what I was giggling at here. This is the type of videos that show up on my feed here as I'm looking for like more news. Check this out. Look, this is never forget the greatest bump in wrestling history. A bump is when somebody falls, Blabs. They land on their back or something, or anytime there's some sort of impact. So look at this guy. I'm not going to play the audio here. He's going against 123 Kid, later known as X-Pac here. And then we're going to pay attention to this guy over here. Here we go. Look what happens. He runs through, and he just jumped right through the ring.
Wow, that must have hurt.
Oh, he was trying to bounce. He was trying to land on the ropes, but he just went right through the middle of them.
Was that planned?
No.
I hope his butt's okay. He's probably broke his freaking butt.
He died a long time ago, Blabs.
Oh, all right. Well, I guess I don't care then.
I don't know that. for
Nate
sure.
says the streak never should have ended. Thank you very much. Red says Vince can pay her off, but we know he's a king. Nick says Disney's How to Probe Your Dragon.
Oh my
Sam
gosh.
says, Blabs, will you be my pen pal? No.
Well, okay.
No. Aiden says Hamill already joined the dark side. True. Schwarzenegger's a piece of shit, but I love his work.
Nice. That's true.
Gear says, not this again. The Baldwin Awards, more like the Darwin Awards. When did your parents tell you not to be rubbish with a firearm? Spoon Ninja says, who would win the hunting accident, Dick Cheney or Alec Baldwin?
Oh, jeez. Wait, where's Alec Baldwin's finger at? We need to get him in here. We gotta get him over here. Where's he at?
Bike Short Senpai says, guess his cells weren't perfect. I'm sorry, I'll go. Oh, Jesus Christ, that's the worst. Mercy says, you said Dale, Craig. I said Dale. Jake says, 1 year of being a member, nearly 2 as a viewer. Thanks for making my favorite show online. Hail to you all. Thank you very much,
Thanks, Jake. Appreciate you, my man.
Miner says, don't trust them. New was never was yonder. Sometimes it makes me wonder. Okay, thank you.
Just a bunch of words coming out of your mouth. I don't even know what's happening.
Yeah, Taker says, super chatting for the violence against women as requested by Craig. YouTube really won't let me put it in English. Don't worry, I got you.
Okay.
Yusuke! Take the hat off, Craig, or people will assume you're bald like Beardo.
I know. I got a pretty good head of hair here now, and like people are really upset about it.
Did you have a hair transplant?
Yeah, I did.
You did?
Yeah, I was gonna tell. I want to tell you about this.
Monday.
Yeah, I did. Like I have no shame talking about this. It was awesome.
Isn't
like,
it painful? Think.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you this right now. Would do it 100 times out of 100.
Is that why you were like, I have a doctor's appointment this morning? You were doing that?
This was months and months ago.
Yeah. You'd be like, I have a doctor's appointment now. I gotta go.
Babs, I'm gonna give you the full timeline on it.
We're gonna tune in Monday for Craig's hair story time.
No, listen, I'm telling you this right now. I do it. I have zero shame when it comes to this. I think this was and here's the thing about it, right?
Hey, yeah, I got no judgment.
No. Let me just kind of tell you this. I did not care about my hair, and I don't really. But really, the thing that kind of I did it so quickly. I did it actually on a whim. It was not a decision that I was like, I really need to do this. It was that my daughters are getting bigger, and as they get older, I'm going to be taking more and more pictures, and I wanted to look good.
That's why.
I know that sounds stupid, but I wanted to look good in like their graduation pictures and stuff, and it's turned out awesome. Like, I'll tell you all about it. I'll tell you all about
I
it.
have
on
no
Monday.
judgment because like there's tons of people who just suffer from like baldness. I knew a dude who was in college and he was a year younger than me and it was already starting to bald and you could tell it bothered him. So if you can fix it, why not? You feel better. Who cares?
But that's the thing is like and you're right. I think that's the beautiful thing about it and why the industry is actually thriving. But I have no shame.
Oh, that's a whole other conversation. It's like why are so many men balding all of a sudden? What are they eating and drinking?
Oh yeah. Well, look, I'll talk about it Monday. Like I said, I have zero shame talking about this, and I fully endorse anybody who has any interest in this because we've seen a number of people do it. But we'll talk about it on Monday. It'll be great.
Black Metal Gamer says Pokemontez gotta slam them all. Mr. P says, give me a remake of Fatal Frame or at least a HD remake like GameCube got. Also, Blabs, I stole snacks from your fridge. That is so rude. Don't ever touch my food again, ever. You know that meme in Friends where it's like, Joey doesn't share food? That's me. Don't touch my food. Okay. Anyway, Gear says, nice haircut, Craig, and it's Tanomuze di Ta.
Okay. Thanks, Gear.
Okay. And it says, tell Jeremy it's safe to remove his cap.
Yeah, like it's stupid, right? I think that's the thing is like so many people are so conscious about these things. And you know, you can see me like with my head shaved and stuff. I talked about that and I really didn't care. I really didn't, and I still don't. But it was less for me, but more for like my kids. And I know that sounds really stupid, but that's like every decision I make is for my family, right? And I know that for me, I was like an extra byproduct of it, and I was like, oh, this works out. And I'll show you pictures. I got the whole thing. It's pretty gnarly. I was like taking pictures.
Will we get caught on YouTube?
I don't know, maybe, but
I don't want to see your bald head getting stabbed a whole bunch of times, to be completely honest.
Right. But I'll tell you what, it was pretty awesome. It really was. It was a cool experience. And I'll give you the full timeline on Monday. So it was good.
The more you know. Even Phoenix is intrigued back there. He's like, huh.
Yeah.
Bullshitting.
All right.
Look at more. Corona says, have you considered having Smug Alana on as a guest? I don't know who that is. I'm sorry.
No.
And Minor says, it's a Gundam lives in New York. He's just 2 hours ahead. So, like, it's like 2 p.m. right now. That's why I'm saying, like, early.
You know, I'm going to watch the Zuckerberg thing over on, I mentioned I want to do this. It's like 2.5 hours long. I may watch it in like time and a half. This is interesting, though. There's already clips coming out of it. And I want to hit this really fast. This is really interesting. I'm just seeing the headlines from this. So once again, head over to sidescrollerspodcast.com. I'm going to do a watch through of this. Like I said, I watch a lot of podcasts, but look at this. Zuckerberg, they pushed us super hard to take things down that were true. Anything that says vaccines might have side effects, you basically need to take down.
So at the beginning, it kind of seemed like, okay, we should give a little bit of deference to the government and the health authorities on how we should play this. But when it went from 2 weeks to flatten the curve to, and like in the beginning, it was like, okay, there aren't enough masks. Masks aren't that important. To then it's like, oh no, you have to wear a mask. And, everything was shifting around. It just became very difficult to kind of follow. And this really hit the most extreme, I'd say during the Biden administration when they were trying to roll out the vaccine program. And now, I'm generally like pretty pro rolling out vaccines. I think on balance, the vaccines are more positive than negative. But I think that while they're trying to push that program, they also tried to censor anyone who is basically arguing against it. And they pushed us super hard to take down things that were true, right? I mean, they basically pushed us and said, anything that says that vaccines might have side effects, you basically need to take down. And I was just like, well, we're not going to do that. Like, we're clearly not going to do that. I mean, that is kind of inarguably true.
Who is they? Who's telling
there
you
it
to
is.
take down things that
it was
talk about vaccine side effects?
It was people in the Biden administration. So
okay, that's interesting. That's okay. So like I said, I'm going to do a watch through of that. sometime this weekend, maybe today, maybe Saturday, Sunday. I don't know, but I definitely want to do that because I'm sure there's a lot of gold, and or maybe not. I don't know. I may not even do a whole thing. I may just like look at the clips that come out from this, but I definitely want to analyze that because there's going to be a lot that comes out of this conversation. All right, time to wrap up. Blabs, you got anything?
I have a new video coming out tomorrow about a really cool card. The end.
Okay.
We have this one. Smuggling is the
gamer.
best bang on the internet. Best bang on the internet. Hands down, pun intended. Well, I'm adding her to the list of guests, okay? Like potential guests.
Okay. Yeah, let's go check it out. All right, guys. Thank you very much for your support this week. Great stuff as always. Super fun. We'll be back on Monday with Yellow Flash joining us every Monday, which is wonderful. I'm sure we'll have lots to talk about. And I'm going to talk about my hair. So we'll get on that and doggone it, as our boy Cam says. With that said, have a great rest of your week and hit the thumbs up button on your way out. Make sure you subscribe if you're new to the channel. And we'll see you guys Monday when we're back at it again, 11 a.m. Central Time. But until then, remember, people are going to try to keep you down. Don't let them. You guys got a goal. Go get it. Have a great rest of your weekend, guys. See you later. Bye-bye.
Big tall.